this thing. I'm not sure how to get the exposure. So Chuck was using this to mess with the exposure.
Oh, really? See, I'm still not familiar with all these newer cameras.
Yeah, I don't know. So
what's going to happen is the senior parents are going to walk
oh, yeah, I got you.
the field, and then you're going to follow each parent and senior airing. Stay on them for the photo for a few seconds, and then I'll cut to the wide.
Ladies and gentlemen,
okay.
At this time, we'd like to begin our Senior Day ceremony, honoring our senior class. Our first senior is Brady Apple. Brady is being escorted by his father Jeff and mother Beth. The Lapeer, Michigan native has appeared in 8 career games as a backup quarterback for LTU, playing an integral part in the quarterback room. Apple will graduate LTU with a degree in business administration. Ladies and gentlemen, Brady Apple. Next, DeMarcus Bush. DeMarcus is being escorted by his father Marcus, mother Tessa, and girlfriend Miracle. He is a Burton, Michigan native who has appeared in 33 career games with 82 total tackles. The defensive lineman has also registered 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, and 1 fumble recovery. The 2021 MSFA Mid-East League Honorable Mention will graduate LTU with a degree in civil engineering and plans to work as a project manager. Ladies and gentlemen, DeMarcus Bush. James Cartwright III. James has appeared in 19 games over the last 4 seasons, making 15 receptions for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns. The Fort Lauderdale, Florida native will graduate with a degree in electrical architecture. Ladies and gentlemen, James Cartwright III. Ryan Crowley.
Shit,
Ryan is being escorted by his dad Michael and mom Julie. The Jackson, Michigan native has appeared in all 28 career games with a total of 124 tackles. The linebacker leads the team in tackles with 34 solo tackles and 41 assisted tackles this season. The linebacker also registered 8.5 tackles for loss and 2 interceptions. Crowley will graduate LTU with a degree in construction engineering management and work as an assistant project manager at Ajax Paving. Ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Crowley. Terrell Cunningham. Terrell is being escorted by his dad Terrell and his mom Melinda. The Northville, Michigan native has appeared in 9 total career games, hauling in 12 passes for 170 receiving yards for an average of 14.2 yards per catch for his career. The wide receiver will graduate LTU with a degree in civil engineering and plans to work at O'Brien as a project engineer. Ladies and gentlemen, Terrell Cunningham. Next up, Cole Higley. Cole is being escorted by his father Perry and mother Amy. The Oakley, Michigan native has appeared in 11 career games for the Blue Devils, being a consistent force on special teams. Higley will graduate LTU with a degree in molecular and cell biology with minors in chemistry and psychology and is in the process of applying to dental schools. Ladies and gentlemen, Cole Higley. Tanner Jessica. Tanner is being escorted by his father Kevin and mother Tammy. The Monroe, Michigan native has appeared in 22 career games, playing a variety of different positions like quarterback, running back, defensive back, and special teams placeholder. Jessica will graduate LTU with a degree in electrical engineering and hopes to work in the automotive industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Tanner Jessica. Kyle Kittle. Carl is being escorted by his dad Ron and mother Gretchen. A 3-year member of the LTU football program, the Montrose, Michigan native will graduate LTU with a degree in nursing. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyle Kittle.
See the Mets closing
I did the same thing, man.
first payment contract and paid for 2042. There you go.
Tyler Kolka. Tyler is being escorted by his dad Jim, mom Vanessa, sister Olivia, grandmother Jean, and grandfather Jack. The Clinton Township, Michigan native has appeared in 37 games, amassing 8,821 passing yards, 704 completions, and 76 passing touchdowns, to go along with 13 rushing scores. 2020 MSFA Middle League honorable mention and 2021 second-team selection, Kolka has already graduated LTU with a degree in mechanical engineering and is currently completing his MBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Kolka. Tommy Lappin. Tommy is being escorted by his dad Tom and mom Nicole. The Heartland, Michigan native has appeared in 15 total career games, racking up 183 career tackles. Lappin has 4 career sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. A 2021 MSFA Mini second team selection, Lappin will graduate LTU with a degree in civil engineering and plans to work in project management. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy Lappin. John McElvain. John is being escorted by his dad, John, mom, Stephanie, brothers Andrew and Sam, and sister Maddie. The Windermere, Florida native has been an integral part of the Blue Devils offensive line for the last couple of seasons. McElvain will be graduating LTU with a degree in mechanical engineering and plans to work for Lockheed Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, John McElvain.
What do you think about having the other players
Nick Ryan.
practice the week before? I'll say this is gonna
Nick is being escorted by his dad Andy, mom Dawn, sister Jessica, and uncle David. The Waterford, Michigan native has appeared in 30 career games, making 46 career tackles, including 6 tackles for loss, while forcing 2 fumbles. Ryan will graduate LTU with a degree in mechanical engineering and plans to work as a powertrain engineer in the automotive industry. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Ryan. CJ Thompson. CJ is being escorted by his dad Chad, mom Kelly, fiance Rebecca, and brothers Brady and Owen. The Alpha, Michigan native has appeared in 35 career games, amassing 149 receptions, 1,542 receiving yards, and 11 touchdowns. The 2021 MSFA Mid-East League second team selection will graduate LTU with a degree in architecture and hopes to work for a firm that specializes in sport facilities design. Ladies and gentlemen, CJ Thompson. Mitch Waters. Mitch is being escorted by his dad Rob, mom Jill, and brother Max. The Heartland, Michigan native has appeared in 26 career games, making 127 career tackles, including 11 tackles for loss, while forcing 2 career fumbles. He will graduate LTU with a degree in finance. Ladies and gentlemen, Mitch Waters. Next up is Kendall Williams. Kendall is being escorted by his sister Kayla. The Boynton Beach, Florida native has appeared in 34 career games, falling at 135 career receptions for over 2,000 receiving yards and 24 touchdowns. A 3-time All-MSFA selection, Williams will graduate LTU with a degree in audio engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Kendall Williams. Brendan Wolgass. Brendan is being escorted by his dad Kevin, mom Betty, and sister Amber and Amanda. The Warren, Michigan native has appeared in 3 games in his Blue Devils career. Wolgass will graduate LTU with a degree in mechanical engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Wolgass. And let's have one more big round of applause for all of our LTU seniors.
Oh, that's a fast zoom.
Yeah, that's right.
The zoom's on like hyper speed. I gotta change that.
Come on up. Welcome. Thank you.
Florida Technological University welcomes you to Blue Devil Stadium today. The Blue Devils will host the Knights of Marian University. LTU is a proud member of the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
Welcome to Southfield, Michigan. Lawrence Tech High School, and a heck of a ball game coming between the Blue Devils and Marion. But before we get there, we will pause for our national anthem. Well, our string of outstanding weather, unfortunately, has run out. It's 40 degrees today. It feels like 30, and it may rain. But you know what it is, November in the Midwest. We got spoiled there. This is football weather in the middle of November. Last game of the year for Lawrence Tech at home against a team of the Marion Knights that has aspirations that go beyond today. Marion comes in top 10 in the country, 7-1 overall. And we shall see what happens today. Evan Stockton with you. Richie Pop will be alongside in just a little bit, and we're checking with Elizabeth down on the sidelines as well. So here's what you need to know entering this ball game today. Lawrence Tech, 3-6 off a big win against St. Francis last week. Marion, top 10 in the country, 7-1. An outstanding football team. We'll talk about it all afternoon long, but before we get there, let's go down to the sidelines and hear from Elizabeth.
Hey guys, welcome into Blue Devil Stadium. It's senior day here in Southfield. Lawrence Tech coming off a big win last week against St. Francis. They're looking to keep that momentum going as they welcome in number 7 Marion today. We talked with Coach Mitchell earlier in the week, and he said, we've got our hands full with this team. He said it's a very well-coached and physical team, but he said our guys are ready for the challenge. So for the last time this season, the Blue Devils will take the field, and we've got all the actions to make sure you guys stick with us. Guys, back to you.
Yes, going to be an interesting one today. Lawrence Tech, a football team that's got a lot of confidence back. It's a football team that beat St. Francis in a game that, frankly, they controlled from the opening kickoff last week. Won the ball game 24-19. And they did have to score a touchdown with just over a minute to go to win the football game. but played really well against one of the perennial powers at this level of collegiate football. And now you take on a team in Marion that, again, has aspirations that go beyond today. So who do you need to look out for from Marion? What's the scouting report? Well, on offense, they're efficient and dynamic. They score over 40 points a game. They got a returning starting quarterback in Zach Bundelow. They have one of the better wide receivers in the history of the school in Ben Stevens. Baron Hebler is the sophomore running back from Indianapolis. Basically, the entire team is from the state of Indiana. Very talented running back, Hebler, and a lot of talent on the team overall. The thing that stands out for Marion is the defensive side of the football. They're awesome. They only give up 7 points per game. They've given up 57 total points all year, and the most points they've given up in a game is 17. So you're getting a look at Lawrence Tech, how excited they are to take the field on senior day. Always an emotional day, always an exciting day, but when you stare at that other sideline and understand what's staring you right in the grill, that'll warm you up on a chilly day. Talking with Coach Avant Mitchell before this game, you know it was interesting. Again, this is a season where, yes, Lawrence Tech is 3-6, but if we're blunt about things, there's about 10 or 12 plays where you flip the script. This team could easily be 6-3, 7-2. They've been close in ball games. Frankly, self-inflicted errors and wounds have haunted LTU to this point of the year. And talking to Coach Mitchell a couple of days ago, he said as we build this program, still in its infancy stages, in a darn good conference, against darn good competition, I'm going to remember this year as the building block to future success. And a win like last week helps everyone in the program buy in to what we're trying to build here in Southfield. He's already got the entire offseason plan ready to go and hoping to enter the offseason with a statement victory against one of the better teams in the country today. It's senior day, so we'll have a chance to celebrate the seniors all afternoon long. A guy, of course, we'll have our eye on is the redshirt senior quarterback Tyler Kulka for the Blue Devils. Guy who's had a good year. 62% on the completion percentage, just under 2,600 yards passing, 22 touchdowns. Last week, 27 of 42 for just under 300 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. Also, Kendall Williams, number 1, the leading wide receiver. He's a redshirt senior. We are expecting big things from the offense from Lawrence Tech today, an outfit that's been humming as of late. Lawrence Tech will get the football first on senior day. Everybody bundled up on that sideline. The weather has gone from golf weather to stay-in-the-house weather in about 48 hours. Kendall Williams, one of the men back deep for Lawrence Tech. He'll be on the left side of your screen. Marlon Pomely going to kick it away. 6'1" sophomore from Lakewood, Illinois. Marion in the white. Lawrence Tech in the familiar home blues. Final game of the year in Southfield, and we are underway. Football, middle of November, it's hard to beat. Lawrence Tech got a chance for a return. It's Chris Broaden, who does not make the 20. He barely made the 15. Great work on the kick coverage unit for Marion, backing up Lawrence Tech. Again, you may look at the numbers and go, wait, Evan, Lawrence Tech scored 24 points last week. That's not eye-popping. They're averaging under 24 points per game in the year, about 23.5. That's not eye-popping. But the fact of the matter is, again, Lawrence Tech self-inflicted wounds last week. They got in the red zone multiple times and never scored. They fumbled on the 1-yard line. So easily last week they could have been above 30 points. The running back to Kolka's left is C.J. Davidson, who's on a heater. 2 touchdowns last week and 3 in the last 2 weeks. They were really operating the ground game well last week, Lawrence Tech was. They started the ground with C.J. Davidson. Running right for a couple of yards. Dion Pettiford, the first man to him on the defensive side for Marion. When you evaluate the outstanding defense for Marion, again, they're awesome. 7 points per game, 57 total points all year. They've held teams to 7 points or less 6 times. But the thing that stands out about Marion's defense is there's really not one guy on that 11-man front that has eye-popping statistics. It's a balanced attack. Kalka dropped the snap and had to fall on the football. Bucher was right in his kitchen, nearly falling on the ball. The leading tackler for the Marion defense, Logan Blake, redshirt senior from Liston, Indiana, 49 tackles. You usually get 8 games into the year and the leading tackler has about 80. Well, leading tackler for Marion has 50, just about. Speaks to the balance that they have. After the drop snap, it's 3rd down long for LTU. Kalka's got the time to throw. Long throw that's caught by Jalen Wallace, but he's not close to a 1st down. That was strong defensive work by Marion, falling backwards, sinking into a zone. And a punt is coming for LTU. Jalen Jennings, the junior from South Bend, the man back deep for Marion. Carter Dixon, the punter for Lawrence Tech. He's actually shuffled between kicking and punting duties this year. Talented freshman from Fort Wayne, Indiana. And Homestead High School in the Paris of the Midwest. Dixon gets it away. Pressure was coming. Fair catch called for and made by Jennings. Plus starting field position for an offense that, again, to be frank about it, doesn't really need the help. Marion scores 40.5 points per game. They are coming off a very efficient performance against Siena Heights last week. Sometimes great teams in any sport just have workmanlike, grinded-out wins. And that's what it was for the Marion Knights last week. They scored 24 points in a 24-2 win. All their points came in the first half. They only had 257 offensive total yards, but it ended up working out all right. Play action. Bundalo throws wide open. Man, that's Ben Stevens. 1 play and 1 first down for Marion. Ben Stevens, one of the finer wide receivers in the history of Marion. 130 career catches coming into the day and 24 career touchdowns. One play, 1 completion for Zach Bundalo, the redshirt junior starting quarterback from Marion. He's from Crown Point, Indiana. First carry for Baron Hebler. Running right, got a block on the outside. A shifty run. Dominoed down right near the 30. He's not going to get the first down, but that is a very good gain on first down of 9 yards. Number 42 in white, Baron Hebler, burst onto the scene. Last season, as a true freshman, he ran for nearly 900 yards and 12 touchdowns. Making quite the statement in his first season. He's having a very good season this year as well. They play action it to him here. Time to throw for Bundalo. Wide open, man. Touchdown. It's Jalen Jennings. Well, that was fast. Jalen Jennings all alone. The play action caused LTU to bite up, and that is beautiful offense for one of the finer collegiate football teams in NAIA. Pomerleon to tack on the extra point.
Okay, gotcha.
He's missed 4 this year. This one is right down Main Street. Zach Bundalo just threw his 15th touchdown pass of the year. Quick strike offense for Marion and a 7-0 lead. A drive for each team. And Marion off to the good start. Glad to have you watching wherever you may be. We're in Southfield today. Final home game of the year for Lawrence Tech. Evan Stockton with you. Elizabeth down on the sidelines. And my partner in crime is back. Richie had to coach a playoff football game last week, but he's back this week. Richie, hello. Great to see you.
Hey, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it. Little couple of things I require of myself, and that's a pulse and a heartbeat, and as well as breathing and being on time. And today, I messed up. Thanks to my partner for the phone call.
Well, you didn't have to reveal to people. We could have just played it off like you were going downstairs to stay warm for the first 3 minutes. You know what I mean?
And of course, one of those things is I just call myself out all too easily.
I mean, every single game up until last week was a 1 o'clock, and of course you missed last week, so it's all good. It's all good. Everything is good.
To say, I'm sure you handled everything as professionally as you always do.
This is Kendall Williams getting across the 15-yard line. So, Richie, here's what's happened. One drive, Lawrence Tech goes 3 and out. Marion down the field for a touchdown. We've been talking about how Marion's a top 10 team in the country. Lawrence Tech, the big win last week against St. Francis, a little jolt of confidence, right? So now you sit here as a program for Lawrence Tech in your last game of the year. This is a bit of a measuring stick game, I think, for everyone on that field.
Especially coming after a huge win. You come off a big win like that, and you're expecting to carry that momentum over. You are facing an incredible program and team this year, but as you stated, they're going to take that measurement at the end of the day, regardless of what happens here today, and say, this is where we begin.
Coach Mitchell's already got the offseason program ready to go, and he's hoping to enter that offseason program with some confidence. Give running left, C.J. Davidson, who was chopped down hard in the open field by Jayshon Underwood. And this is not what you want to see. Davidson's down.
Nice
CJ's
throw.
played so well, Richie, the last couple of weeks for LTU. 2 touchdowns last week, 3 in the last 2 weeks. He's to his feet. I think he's going to be all right. That was just a bit of a hard crunch on the outside.
Yeah, I took a shot in the thigh there. That little Charlie horse, he'll work that out, be back in. You are right, though. He has absolutely been a jolt of excitement and energy to this offense over the past few weeks, and I'm sure we're looking to see a lot of him either today as well into next year.
Yeah, Davidson's a junior. The back end now, Sanders a sophomore. They've been your combination at the running back spot. This pass caught by Jaden Rembert. Made a man miss and got the first down of the ball game for Lawrence Tech.
Great effort there. Good ball. Tyler put it out there for him. He makes one man miss, first down. Stack first downs on top of one another. Good things happen. Let's continue that.
Richie, Lawrence Tech trying to spring an upset today on Senior Day, and we have to highlight the seniors on Senior Day. Let's go back down to the sidelines. Elizabeth's got a little more for us.
Kendall Williams, one of the many seniors we're celebrating today, he's been having quite the farewell year. Last week he hit 2,000 career receiving yards in their 24-19 win against St. Francis. Coach Mitchell said earlier this week, Kendall's one of those guys you can almost count on at least 1 touchdown a game, and that he's really impressed with his senior season. Guys, back to you.
Elizabeth, tricky play going on here. Marion falls on the football. The indication is that they're going to give it to Marion. I don't know, Richie. It sure looked like Kolka's arm was going forward.
Yeah, I see this as a blitz off the edge. They were looking to get the ball over. It looked like a screen play. To me, his arm's going forward, and it gets hit. I think it's a bang-bang quick decision to be made by the referee. He's calling that it got hit out of his hand. Unfortunately, we can't go to replay.
Right. And Coach Mitchell for Lawrence Tech is pleading to anyone who will watch him on the sideline, say his arm was going forward. Kolka just got off the field 5 seconds ago because he was still pleading his case.
Absolutely. And I believe it was a good one.
So now this is prime field position for Marion. Christian Hunter inside the 10.
A few weeks back, if you remember, too, the defense stood on its head time and time again in this exact type situation. Turnover deep in the opponent's end and came up with a field goal try or a stop altogether on downs. Let's see if they can't put that together right here.
Big early moment in this ball game, no doubt about that. Bundalo, back shoulder throw, caught, touchdown. There is a flag down, but I think Lawrence Tech jumped. Jacob Pressler made the catch. That would be his 4th touchdown of the year. You can keep it on the board. Offside on Lawrence Tech. And Zach Bundalo, 5 minutes in, is slinging it. 2 touchdowns already.
Well, I'll tell you right there, you see that chemistry, and that football is perfectly located at that back shoulder. He knows it's coming because the corner is on top of him, so you're not going to throw him up the field. Great job, great play, and a big play after a turnover.
Here's Pomelian to tack on the extra point. Already made one today, and now he's made two. Look, Richie, in your coaching experience, everybody says when executed perfectly, the back shoulder fade is impossible to defend. And as I watch that play, I'm thinking as I'm calling it, with the chemistry you're talking about, how exactly do you defend it when it's run so well, you know?
Well, you know, the DB is working his tail off to take the fade shot away, which is everyone's favorite throw in the whole wide world as a QB. Throw it up, let my guy run under it, touchdown. So when they do that so well on the defense, and they play with that top shoulder, and then bang, the ball's in the air, he doesn't have any idea. And the receiver stops, but the ball placement is so key, and that to me is why it's nearly impossible to defend. Now, I would have loved to see Primetime defend it, because if there was a guy who played corner who could, he might be going the other way with that thing for 99 yards. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, different era. But it's fun to watch it executed because it is chemistry and literally thousands of throws like that to your receiver.
Absolutely. Pomely back on the field to kick it away for Marion. Strong right-legged boot. Brought in Fields at the 5. Flag behind the play as Broaden gets loose. Great return for Lawrence Tech across midfield. But I got a sneaking suspicion this is coming back.
Yeah, it's generally in this area in the middle of the field where he makes that cut, either a hold or a block in the back or the like.
When the Red Sea parts with a flag behind the play, you can sometimes guess what's coming on the other end. But, of course, we'll check it.
I'm also looking at the side judge possibly having a personal foul on Marion, if I'm seeing him point correctly. They'll sort it out because they're down there and they know what's going on, and we're up here and don't have a clue.
It's true. They are paid to figure out such things, Richie.
And we are not.
That's true. We are paid to question and complain about everything they do.
If it goes against us, you doggone right. We actually are looking a little Christmas bonus if we do it enough on Senior Day.
Right. That's a good point, Christmas bonus.
And I want to go back just a little bit to Marion and what LTU is aspiring to be in their program, like a Marion and like St. Francis. That's why that win was so big, and other teams out there. And they get a turnover in their own end, and they don't squander it. They immediately, 2 plays, and they're in the end zone and kicking the ball off again, and let's continue to play. And that's what you want, is you take advantage of everything that's given to you, and they did a great job of that. And it looks like there was a hold.
And it's sportsmanlike conduct, so after all that, we just have to do the kick all over again.
It's a re-kick.
Right. It never happened. It's such a good point, though, you bring up, right, about, okay, measuring stick game for Lawrence Tech today, but also you're kind of staring at the other sideline of the program you want to have.
Absolutely.
Marion's done such a good job of recruiting their local area in Indiana. When you look at their roster, it's hard to find a guy who's not from the state of Indiana. As you know very well, there's so much high school talent, literally a 45-minute drive or less from Lawrence Tech, and you'd have to think that's a model they're going to try to build here in the near future.
Oh, absolutely. The whole soul and heart of hometown, and you can keep that right in your backyard. And sporadically, and I would not doubt some of the kids who are out of town know the kids who live in town. That's kind of how that works. And then what do you get? You get that buy-in. You get that we're playing for community. And, boy, I'll tell you what, that is bigger than oneself. And when you talk about a team and everyone understands that, that's how you have a top 10 program. Great point.
So we'll just do the kickoff all over again. Pomely's going to kick it deep again. And number 9, Chris Broaden's hoping for a chance for another big return. He'll get a chance here. He fields it at the 3.
Got an opening.
Yeah, got a little bit of crack on that left side. And then he goes for a ride across the 20-yard line, and he's slow to get up. Fell hard to the turf.
Well, Ricky Quack came from the backside, slipped off the block, and did a nice job hawking him down because there was some yardage to be had he been able to slip through that little opening.
Just hope Chris is all right. That's a hard fall. Look, Richie, no one wants to fall behind 14-0 in the first quarter. But I guess if you are going to fall behind 14-0 in the first quarter, it may as well happen in the first 5 minutes. Does the game plan change at all for Lawrence Tech?
You know, this is one of those drives where we say, listen, gentlemen, we got to go down. We have to go 70-plus yards and get a score. We're not going to get 14 points on a drive. So let's go out and get 3, get 7, make some positive things happen, get the ball back. Our defense will get us the ball back and do it again, and we have a tie game. That's literally the mindset that you have to have.
Give to Keon Sanders. Running left for a few. What Lawrence Tech did so well last week against St. Francis was control possession, big, long drives. They started the game with an 8-minute drive. Keeps talented offenses off the field, and obviously that you want to do against Marion. But as we've talked about already today, the other side of the coin is this Marion defense may be the best in NAIA football. They are giving up 7 points a game.
Well, they run to the ball extremely well. Anytime you turn on tape, there are 6, 7, 8, 9 guys around the ball all the time. They have been coached up really well, extremely disciplined, and do a great job rallying to the football.
There's more good coverage by Adrian Cuevas, step for step with Kendall Williams, who had 11 catches last week for LTU.
And I know a lot of what I just said has to do with people saying, well, obviously that's what you do to play great defense, but not everyone does it, and that's the separating piece right there. They have bought into, we rally to football, good things happen. Turnovers happen, stops happen, and the opposing team always knowing, here comes 7 guys on me. And it has a lot to do with why they're a great football team.
3rd and long for Lawrence Tech. Kolka in the gun. They motion Williams near side. Kolka looks in his direction. Jalen makes the catch, goes backwards, and then ends up being the wrong decision. Underwood, the first man to him, and Lawrence Tech's probably got a punt again.
Good throw, good catch. Sometimes as a player, you have obviously not had the season that we talked about in the beginning of the year. And sometimes you're just trying to do a little bit too much at times. Catch that ball. What's the golden rule? Stay outside, spin outside. It's you and one guy. Then you turn in, and as I just mentioned, 5 guys in on the tackle kind of a thing. So, again, a measuring stick. What are we going to do? Special teams come through here. Let's cause a turnover of our own and get something positive going. That's what we're looking for.
Carter Dixon going to punt it. Already punted it once today. Gets that one away as pressure comes. It's a bit of a hometown roll. And Marion starts at the 39.
Time for the defense to come up with a couple plays here. Get them on a 3 and out. Get that turnover. Make something good happen so the offense comes out with a little bit of that juice. Offense is sitting back down, going to get that whiteboard out, have a little discussion on what's going on, and next time they get the ball, go for that score we talked about earlier.
I like the point you bring up about turnovers. Frankly, Lawrence Tech has barely forced any the last month. They've had 1 interception. And Coach Mitchell said to us earlier this week, hey, I know it's coach speak, but we want to pull an upset. We got to force a turnover. Right now it is all Marion. They are slicing and dicing their way down the field. That is an easy pitch and catch to Pressler again.
And I'll tell you just watch them work, and you can say this of each of because Lawrence Tech plays very, very good football. It's a great league. They play great football every single week against them. And each and every team that has that, let's call it a program, because it's not 1 year, it's year to year, they just methodically do what they do very, very well again and again and again. And I think a lot of people look for flash and fireworks. They'll come when you do the ordinary, because then the extraordinary can happen.
This is Hebler left side. Barron's got a lot of room. They're ripping up 12-yard chunks every play on command, it feels like.
And you can see their O-line does a tremendous job of what I call shaping their block. You want to stick that behind into the hole so the runner then has, the defense trying to vice you in. You're trying to open that vice, and they're doing a great job of opening it. The outside receiver, his rear's in the hole. The lineman's rear's in the hole. Bang, big hole, 12-yard gain.
Little roll to the right for Bundelow. Looking downfield, and he's got an open man. Caught in the open field by T-Ray Spence. First catch of the game, another first down.
And I think he just wanted to give us a great example of catch the ball, stay outside, one guy, first down instead of trying to turn back inside where everyone's running inside out. Again, just a methodical run-pass combination. But the O-line is really doing a nice job of keeping them off the QB as well as creating those openings for the running back.
Play action. Pressler tackled in the open field. The cavalry comes to get him, but Thomas Lewis had the first stick.
Good play defensively, rallying right there. Offensively, that's an RPO. He can either give it depending on his read of the linebacker or he can throw it out there. The goal of that is 5 yards. They get 5 and a little bit or just exactly at 5, so they meet their goal. It's not always to get that big touchdown. It's just take advantage of what they give you. 2nd and 5 is a great place to start.
Bundalo, given time. End zone, no. Multiple flags. Byerly, the tight end, 49, fell down middle of the field, and that's where the flags came from.
Possibly a holding, we'll see right here.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out the call. Here it is.
Yep, holding on the defense, impeding him working up the field. That's probably why he fell down.
Looked like they called Sylvester Jones, number 6. You got a linebacker matched up on anybody, but specifically a tight end. If he's breaking by you, they teach you, hey, just hold him so you don't give up a touchdown.
Absolutely, because he was wide open in the end zone. Good call. Little wildcat here with the tight end. That tells you what kind of athlete he is.
Hey, he just drew the penalty. Feed the man. Let him work a little bit.
Absolutely.
Man, Lawrence Tech is running bodies on and off the field right now. They are stacking the line. Byerly runs right, and Lawrence Tech made the right personnel decisions. They had that thing read right from the chute. Banton was in there with Waters.
Great job, Waters and Banton, reading that, sniffing it out. And what I really like about that, I talked about the vice. One stayed inside, one stayed outside. So often you'll see the inside guy gets outside the outside guy, and there's a cutback. In that case, they did a phenomenal job of owning that line of scrimmage. Good play to set 2nd and goal.
Marion trying to score again. 2 drives and 2 touchdowns for the 7th-ranked team in the country. Bundalo looking left, throwing that way, incomplete. A long throw to Stevens, and he was fingertips away from catching it.
Just outside the reach. Again, nice play. Use that space, bring the number 1 or most outside receiver inside. Let him, the number 2, the 2nd receiver, run that corner route. A lot of room. Very well run, just a little bit out of his reach. LTU needs some pressure here, a knockdown, and force the field goal. Attempt.
Right. You don't often get Marion in 3rd and goal. That's good news. But you also got him in 3rd and goal from outside the 10. That's even better news.
Absolutely.
Bundalo. Quick drop. Time again. Fastball middle. Touchdown. It's Spence. His first in his career.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, the ball placement, there are 2 inside-out linebacker types coming from the inside of the field outside. His man is trailing him. The timing of that throw to Spence, perfect by Bungalow. Great play, and there's no wonder he has 3 touchdown passes today.
Right.
Man, oh man, you can see they work a ton on that.
All right, here's Pomeli on for another extra point. Snap a little bit low, but Henniger, the holder, gets it down, and that kick is right down Broadway. Watching this first quarter, Richie, 10 minutes into it, I keep thinking about what you said a couple of minutes ago. Lawrence Tech is staring at the type of program they want to be, and look, on paper you expected Marion to win. They're number 7 in the country. They're 7-1. Lawrence Tech is 3-6. But this is a sign of a confident and assured program. Hey, we're going to go on the road and we're going to take care of business early in the game. You just can't give an underdog life And Marion has done a great job of sucking the life out of this crowd very early.
And I promise you, the staff absolutely drilled into their heads. Hey, listen, they pulled it last week. They beat St. Francis, who, like us, should probably have won that football game. They put it together. You mentioned it, keeping their offense off the field with time of possession, playing strong defense, special teams. Again, all three facets. You guys have to make sure and be Marion, because it doesn't matter what LT does. What do we do? And when you sell that and they buy into that, this is what you get. An advantage taken advantage of early in the turnover, good field position after the punt, and it's 21-0 in the first quarter.
Marlon Pomely's been a busy man. Blaine Woodland on the return. And he's barely across the 15.
Like how Blaine just got that football, though, and ran straight up the field. No side to side. Get north and south. Get what you can. Good job right there. And again, a mark of a really strong team are all three facets. Obviously, you know, your defense is giving up 7 points. You come out here and you talked about making sure you don't give life. Let's pound 3 touchdowns immediately. And then special teams. Even on the breakout one, there was a hold. And in this case, and then that's not the first time, inside the 20 with coverage. Just phenomenal.
Another drive for the Blue Devils. They have yet to cross midfield. They motion Nick Robinette to the near side of the field. Kolka goes down the middle. Oh. And here come the flags. You knew they were coming. Jake Paris, the guilty party.
I think Jake learned the rule that LTU did. When the guy's running by you and he's going to have a monster play, just grab him, take the 15, and let's play the next play.
Right.
Very wise defensive play. Everyone says, oh, you got to be kidding me. Nope, probably the smartest thing you did, because that was a big one. There was no one in sight down the middle of the field.
C.J. Thompson, 87, the tight end Lawrence Tech was trying to hit. He's a massive human being. 6'5", 255. When he came here to play collegiately, he was actually an offensive lineman. Jake Paris is not a small guy himself. He's 6'4", 220, but C.J. Thompson doesn't look up at many human beings.
That's correct.
They look up at him.
And you know that he is one of the favorite targets of Tyler. Not only is he big, he does an extremely great job of finding open spots to work in.
This is the part of the program where I wish I was a better lip reader.
That's because it's less than 15 yards, it's a spot foul in college versus it's an automatic 15 yards like it would be in high school.
That's why Richie's here. He's the smart one.
Easy now. Now I've got expectations. Although I can tell you what the O guards are doing for sure.
There you go. All right, we got all our T's crossed and I's dotted now. We got 2 backs in the backfield with Kolka, Davidson right side, Sanders left side. It's rare to see them both on the field at the same time. They nearly equally share the carries. This is play action, and Kolka down the middle, wide open man. Sanders out of the shotgun, got loose. There's your best play of the day for LTU.
And why you put them both on the field. You absolutely have eyes on one, and that's going to be the guy who gets the ball. Unfortunately, Sanders is coming up limping and going to have to go down. And take advantage of those eyes with the man who's going to run the ball with a little play action and hit Sanders down the seam. Very well devised play. I like it a lot. Unfortunately, I think he twisted his ankle on that tackle.
Yeah, when you get tackled from behind like that sometimes, frustrating things happen. It looked like Sanders was reaching for his left leg. Great to see him get to his feet here.
Hopefully he'll be able to walk that off and come back.
You just don't want anyone to get hurt in the last game of the year, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a bummer to see Richie last night in one of the really good high school football games in Metro Detroit. Tate Pico, a great linebacker for Rochester Adams, had to be helped off the field in the third quarter with an injury, yeah.
You never like to hear that, like ever, but
right.
In particular when it's a big game and big time.
And you're a senior, last high school game.
Absolutely.
We wish health and happiness upon everyone in their last games of the year, specifically here in Lawrence Tech today. Kolka down the middle, and it was a little bit behind Wallace.
You know, and people say, oh, that should be a catch. It hit his hands. When you are running full speed off a break and that ball is behind you like that, and he knows there's no one there. He felt it. He was wide open. It's really hard just to shift your body. I mean, the great ones do it. We all say, how come everyone can't? Well, that's why they're the great ones, because they can do those things. That is not an easy task. And I know Tyler grabbed his face mask immediately and said, 6 inches further. It's a big play.
But Lawrence Tech is finding success middle of the field right now. Kolka hit as he throws this time. Incomplete because he was hit. That turned into a wobbling duck up for grabs.
Boy, they are putting some big-time pressure from different areas. That one kind of came center right, if you will. If you remember earlier, what we didn't think was a turnover was an outside pressure look. They're getting good pressure. You can see this defense is well-tuned, and they're ready to move on after this game for not their last game, and their hope is.
Still a lot to play for Marion. There's no doubt about that. Program that's won a couple of national championships. Third down, Kolka down the middle. Jaden Rembert, a shifty maneuver. He does not get the first down, but this is 4th down and short. You'd have to imagine Lawrence Tech is going for it.
Absolutely, and I love the fact Brunson Sua's down the field from his tackle position, getting that guy off of Rembert. That's a great job by an O-lineman right there. You know, again, this is our 4th game, I believe, together.
Yep.
You just never see any give up, never any quit, no matter what the score, no matter it's 21-0 first quarter, and they're fighting. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to start building a program, that's where you start, is that fight. And you see that all the time. Kudos to the staff and really to the players who are on the field all the time. That's a great job, great to see.
Right before the snap, Coach Mitchell called a timeout for Lawrence Tech, first of the ball game for either team.
Timeout called by Lawrence Tech.
Yeah, and exactly to your point, right? What the scoreline is what it is. What happens when a score is like it is right now, that speaks to the leadership, not just from the coaches, but from the players as well. And Coach Mitchell wanted to make sure on the broadcast today, as Elizabeth has been doing, we highlight seniors and specifically highlight his senior quarterback, Tyler Kolka, who's been here since the program was founded. And he's really proud of the seniors here today, the building blocks of the program. He wants them to come back 10, 15, 20 years from now and be proud of what kind of was built on their shoulders, you know?
Absolutely. When you, for lack of a better term, leave a legacy such as we've helped to build a program, you know, others are going to stand on the shoulders of that. You know, you look at it that way, and that's exactly what Coach and all the players want. You know, it's not they want to be singled out or called out, this guy did this. It is as a group from the beginning, if the program rises and gets on that upward trend, as I believe it will, and I think you made a great point earlier about getting some of that homegrown talent, buy-in near home, mom and dad, grandpa and grandma, sisters and brothers are in the stands kind of thing every week. And the fact that they've had such a great group that's run through this, to be proud of that. And I believe we'll announce a game and we'll come back then and say, remember 5 years ago we talked about it, and that's what's going to happen. That's exciting to think about.
For now, we focus on a 4th down 2. Davidson the back with Kolka in the shotgun. They'll throw, and it's caught. First down. Jalen Wallace hauled it in that time.
I believe we're going to see possibly an extra 15 here on a roughing the passer.
Yeah, there's a flag right where you usually get it.
I really like the play. They use that motion. Hey, are they going to rotate? They tell me they're in zone. That means the safety's going to be high. I'm going to get my flat look. Or is the guy going to run across? He's going to be right in his hip, and then maybe I'm going to go behind him to another receiver. Really nice job right there. Good read. Like the use of motion there. Excellent job. LTU getting that first down. And it is roughing the passer, so we'll take those yards.
There you go. I mean, if you're LTU's coaching staff right now, again, score is what it is. You get punched in the face early. This is a really great drive for morale, huh?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We talked about earlier the prior one, but anytime you can stack that together, and then you look at the other side of the coin, wait a minute, we get a score here. Let's take care of our business. Defense gets out. get another score. It's 21-14. That's the only mindset that you can have. You can't be thinking about anything else. The past is the past. Can't change it. Let's do what we can right now, and I really like what they're doing on this drive, aided by a nice little penalty right there. We'll take those when we can get them as well.
Got to move up the chains. They will spot that football inside the 15-yard line.
Got to finish. Got to finish. Got to finish. I'm sure that's been a focus over the past few weeks as they put it together last week. Let's put that together this week again.
Kalka with pressure. Got tripped from behind and threw incomplete. Another flag in the backfield.
That looks like a hold on LTU and a big man for Marion. I'm not sure if he. Oh, it looks like he got hit where you don't want to get hit. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, Joe Apata's down, and you got hit where you don't want to get hit. Officials have been a consistent presence in this first quarter. The training staff for Marion will check on 91 Joe Apata as the officials sort out the penalty.
Thought Tyler did a good job there of just getting rid of that ball to save a sack. Unfortunately, we had the holding call, but had a receiver going down the line, was kind of being tripped up, did a good job to release that, so it was going to fall harmlessly. It's a beautiful football day in Michigan.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm telling you. Thankfully, everyone would love the sunshiny day, but hey, we are a couple weeks from Thanksgiving, and here in Michigan, if you're in the 40s still or 45 and it's not blustery, it's a great day to be outside.
Couple of football games in the state today. You got Michigan State at home against Rutgers and Michigan at home against Nebraska. What a win last week for Mel Tucker, huh? Sure needed that at Illinois.
Absolutely, and Illinois was on a roll.
Yeah.
Man, big win on the road.
Good news is Apata's to his feet. And I think they're using the opportunity with the coach on the field to ask him whether he wants to accept or decline the penalty. I love it.
While you're out here.
Hey, while you're out here, you want to take the penalty? I mean, while we got you. I love it.
Fortunately, that, thank goodness, not injury, is something you do walk away from, and you come back and you get to feel okay, and thankfully it's nothing more. Now LTU has a task at hand here as they're going to be 1st and 20. Get a little play here, set you up on second, and let's say 12 or less, and they get half of that, and then get one in the end zone. Got to get points one way or another, but you'd love to cap it off with a touchdown.
They start on the ground with Davidson. Tried to get some of that chunk back, but just not a lot of room in the middle against the D-line of Marion so far this afternoon.
When you watch good defensive lines play, you see that immediately their hands get out and get on offensive linemen, so they're in control of being able to shuck them off and fall inside or outside depending where the runner goes. And if you watch Marion's line, they do a tremendous job of that. Any good defensive line, but watching this today, that's what they're doing, is getting hands on the O-line, and it gets them in good positions.
Second down long. Kalka toward the end zone. No. Trying to hit Williams, and Underwood was right there in coverage.
Very good play. Worked the sideline really well, Underwood. Not too bad a throw. That was an opportunity we could have had on a great catch. It was not out of the realm of a catch for Mr. Williams. Unfortunately, the DB does a nice job of gearing him towards the sideline, almost out of bounds. Like to give yourself a little bit more room.
So now, unfortunately, for LTU's sake, Richie, the plan you had to make it third down more manageable, it's not the task here, and you have to bring up the problems that the Blue Devils had long snapping it last week. They had 3 bad long snaps. So that is in the back of their mind as well here. Kalka on third down forever. It's caught by Williams, who could not make the man miss. Man, Jayshon Underwood has been impressive today.
Well, that was a phenomenal tackle.
And there's another flag down in the backfield.
And that could very well be a late hit again.
I mean, if this is on Marion, their coaching staff, whatever hair is on top of their head, it's going to be pulled out.
Oh, there it is. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Trying that short cross, if we could get that in front, man, there's a lot of space to work, but with that pressure they have coming in, it's a real tough one because that was right in his face for Tyler.
So you have holding and roughing the passer. So wave off the penalties, and we'll have third down all over again.
You know, we did this earlier in the game with
Yeah.
the kick return. So here you go. That didn't happen. So let's come up with something else and get something down the field.
Well, I hope you took the over on penalties because I think we've already hit it.
There's no doubt about it. And by the way, we're with 2:06 in the first quarter.
Yes. Yes. This first quarter has taken 45 minutes. Let's do third down all over again. Kolka pumps and throws incomplete. Low for Rembert, the intended target over the middle.
You know,
So now, Richie, right, here's the deal. You had trouble long snapping last week. I guess you're kind of forced into going for it here?
well, it's 21-0, number one. It's your last game of the season, number two. Things have not really gone as planned, if you will. Add to the fact that we had 3 mishaps last week, and I think you're going for it here. They still can get a first down inside the 5, so it's, you know, not an insurmountable task, although it is a hefty one as they'll play 5 deep.
Fourth down long. Kolka fakes, and that play was destroyed right from the beginning. Marion gets the stop. One of the better defenses in the country. Bend, don't break.
And you can see certainly why they only give up 7 points a game. They are absolutely relentless, in particular on the inside. But as we saw, the back end does a heck of a job making tackles and forcing receivers where they don't want to go as well.
So now Marion back in the field. That quarterback, number 9, Zach Bundelow, is slinging it. 3 touchdown passes already in the ball game. He'll hand off here to Christian Hunter. And the redshirt junior's got a lot of room. That is going to be a first down for Marion and a great carry for the transfer from Colorado State, Christian Hunter.
Good hustle there by DeMarcus Bush on that backside to hawk him down. Yeah, that's an excellent run. You can see he has speed, and you can see why he was at Colorado State. But boy, oh boy, I bet Marion's loving having him in the backfield.
Really great combination with Hebler. Hunter remains in the game on the left side of Bundelow. Bundelow wants to go deep, and it's incomplete. Hoping for Stevens, just a little bit behind him. Jordan Morris had the coverage.
I like the fact, though, that Bundelow gives his receivers an opportunity. We saw a little bit of an overthrow at a corner route down in the end zone. That one's slightly under, but both balls, there's opportunities to make those catches. That's an excellent defensive play by LTU, and Blue Devils got to hold them to a punt here. 2nd and 10.
Remember, they got it to third down and goal from the 12, and Marion still scored on the last drive. Bundelow again throwing to Stevens. He got an outstanding block on the outside, and Ben Stevens gets the first down on cruise control.
Boy, that's a phenomenal play. He just runs slightly behind the line of scrimmage, which then allows the receivers to block downfield. He had an excellent block. They got outside, and, of course, there's no one there for a while. Very well designed.
Marion on the move again. Bundelow, free play, incomplete. It's going to be the second time they get Lawrence Tech on a different snap count.
And a good job taking a shot. That certainly was not the plan in that play. As you could see, the receiver was kind of half speed at first, then recognized this is a free play. Really good job by Bundelow to take that shot down the field because you can't be wrong on it.
Remember, that's kind of how Aaron Rodgers has made his money for much of his career.
Well,
although the man didn't exactly look good when he was at Ford Field last weekend, now did he?
No, we're quite thankful, to be
I
honest
know.
with you.
I never thought I'd live to see the day.
Well, you saw it, sir, and he knows it.
And they just got him on a jump again. I mean, Bundalo is just masterful right now. He just dropped it in the bucket to Stevens.
So
Man.
That is that exact throw we saw on the other side of the field, slightly underthrown, a little bit to the outside, little bit more focused by Stevens, becomes a big play. And again, he got us to jump on that little quick count. He's doing a masterful job, as you mentioned, of owning all of it right now.
Zach Bundalo is in the midst of a masterclass in the first quarter. Quarterback for Marion has already thrown 3 touchdowns, and they're at the 10 again, just outside of it.
LTU's got to rise up here and hold him to that field goal attempt. Just keep him out of the end zone, and it's a win right here.
Give Hunter running right with room. Christian Hunter, touchdown. Number 4 on the year for the junior from California.
Great job reading his blocks right there by Christian. Kind of was looking up inside. They pinned people in, then he bounced outside and just with sheer speed ended up finishing it.
I think this is another look at the free play, Richie, that set him up. This is Bundalo manipulating the snap count and throwing beautifully to Stevens. I mean, you couldn't have handed the ball better to him.
Absolutely perfect ball placement yet again. Very impressed by how he puts the ball where his guys can go get it.
Well, if you're a favorite coming on the road against a team looking to spring an upset in their final game of the year, this is exactly how you make sure your fans don't worry about things getting interesting in the fourth quarter. It is 28-0 in the first quarter.
They've certainly written the script. As you mentioned earlier, you give no life, you give no hope. You take it away early just so the other team knows that you're dominant, and that's exactly what Marion has done at this point.
And to be blunt, Richie, now you get to the point of the ball game where you learn a lot about both teams. You learn a lot about the team that's ahead big. You learn a lot about the team that's behind big. Lawrence Tech just had that great drive that got in the red zone and stalled out. So at least there's confidence there that you can move the ball a little bit here.
Absolutely, and they had a phenomenal job. Little run, little pass. Dinkin and Duncan, they had a couple of penalties they took advantage of, but the receivers were open downfield on an interference on one. And they're getting the ball back. Have to get a good return here. Special teams has been strong for Marion. We need to have that strength on our side, get on some blocks, and get this ball out near our 40, 50-yard line would be a great place to start.
Pomely kicks it away. And Robinette has to take it out of his own end zone. He barely got back to the 10. I mean, you can say so many things about why Marion is so good. Every single kickoff, they're tackling at the 15-yard line. Third phase of the game, they're still excellent at that too.
Absolutely. And sometimes you just wonder why do teams get in those top-ranked positions and how do they win so many games? And it's never by accident.
Yeah.
If you watch their film, their defense is staunch, their offense moves the football, and then when the special teams are called on, be a kick return, punts, they do a great job on coverage first and then set their offense up second. And that's exactly what you mentioned.
Could be your final play of the first quarter. Justin Cantu, the running back. Kalka trying to throw, and it was caught. How did C.J. Thompson do that?
Boy, I'll tell you, I don't know how he got it off, and I don't know how the catch was made. And I got a feeling we're going to have something here, possibly a face mask.
That was a hit to the head. Thompson, watch this play again. He gets crushed at the end of the play. I mean, that is an amazing catch. And that is not legal football. No, that's not legal.
Late and to the head.
Yeah.
Hopefully CJ's okay. You can see he's a little wobbly right now.
I mean, that is very likely targeting. Yeah, great to see CJ's all right.
Absolutely.
It's a dangerous hit that has no place in football.
Nope. Man is down. Play the next play. So that's probably the final play of the first quarter.
You tack on the 15 yards. Thompson was tackled at the 25, so it should be up to the 40. I think what the officials are conferencing and talking about right now is I think we got to kick the guy out of the game for that hit.
So you mentioned the look at both teams, and it's 28-0. What does the team do who's up, and what does the team do who's down? Once again, I have to say, no fight lost at all in LTU. Tyler easily goes down in the sack on that play often.
Yeah.
Instead, he's fighting and fighting and fighting. CJ easily. It's a one-hand wobbly ball catch. The ball hits the ground. No one expects it. Both make the play, you know, and you just love to see that grit. And, you know, for Tyler, he's done. He's moving on. And he wants to leave. This is how you follow. This is what you follow. And I'll never forget seeing him in his first game years ago against St. Francis. He was literally hit on every single play, run or pass, and kept coming back. And that says a lot about who he is and that he's stuck with the program. And the coaches have done a great job getting the players to buy into that grit, and the players even a better job on the field to apply it.
You just saw the call as well, by the way, targeting ejection. Lawrence Tech will not even attempt a snap here in the first quarter. On to the second we go. Marion, a heck of a first quarter, no other way to say it. 28 points in the hometown Blue Devils. Need a spark as we go into the second, right after this.
Any place in particular?
On to the second quarter we go. Marion with a 28-0 lead, but Lawrence Tech's got the ball at the 40. The last drive for Lawrence Tech ended in the red zone.
And this one started on the 10, so they've got a nice little drive going, little slot fade, good-looking ball.
That is a gorgeous throw and a great catch by Nick Robinette.
Absolutely beautiful throw. Great job by Nick starting that fade to get outside the numbers, but leaving himself enough room so Tyler could drop that in as he did. All the way down to the 30-yard line. They've got a great drive going. Let's finish this one, cap it off with 6, boys. Boy, that's fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it all starts with the guys in front giving him enough time to let Nick get out in that route and then drop that thing in.
LTU on the move again. Gives C.J. Davidson. He has such great lower leg drive. He falls forward for a couple extra yards every single time, doesn't he?
That combined with the patience he had right there is absolutely phenomenal. He puts his right foot in the ground and, as you said, drives those legs, and instead of 2, it's a 4-yard gain. Nice job.
Staying ahead of the chain, 2nd down 6. Again, against a defense, Marion, that has given up 57 points total all year. It's one of those stats that you have to double check. Tipped, nearly picked. Missed Wallace.
A little bit of the eyes inside on the linebacker running inside out on that one by Mr. Wallace. Not to say that I blame him. I'm not going to tell you I go out and do that. That's a lot of courage coming in the middle, especially full speed. That's a ball, as a quarterback, you want to put in your guy's chest so he feels confident he can make that play and then at least get safe for that hit.
It's the type of route that Wes Welker made a living on in the NFL.
Absolutely.
All right, 3rd down 6. This is probably 4-down territory for LTU. Kalka pumping, rolling, and he's sacked. Dion Pettiford got to him. His 7th of the season. Freshman from Lawrence North High in Indy, who leads the team in sacks. What a debut year.
Wow, that's incredible. Absolutely. I looked to me as if Tyler was expecting a route and it was not run, because he was looking to trigger immediately to the right and the receiver was kind of dancing off the line. So I'm not 100% sure, not laying blame anywhere. It just looked like that's what happened on that play. Then he went to the opposite side, guys were covered, and then it's too late.
So 4th down long, you got to get to just about the 20. And Kalka's going to pooch it. And this punt is out of bounds. Hey, that'll work.
That's how you draw the kick up. Let's put it out on the 3-yard line. Nice job.
Well, Marion's 4 for 4 on scoring touchdowns today on drives. They're going to have to earn this one. This one starts at the 3.
Nice little play there. I like that. Get your defense a shot to get a 3 and out. You get the ball back on the plus side of the 50.
Why does it seem that every quarterback is a good pooch punter? Why is that?
You know, I got to tell you, 1, they're pretty good athletes.
Yeah.
And 2, you really don't have to kick it too far. You just got to pooch it. I got to be honest.
Yeah, hey, just get it 20 yards. Great job. Well done. All right.
Fantastic. That
Love
one
it.
there was extremely well done.
Bundelow in his end zone, hands off to Hebler, and he did get up across the 5 to the 6.
Good job coming downhill by the safety right there. Very nice job. Not easy to give that up and then just sprint downhill. Really good job right there.
It's one of those drives for Marion. You've been so good today. If you don't score, fine, but at least get a couple of first downs and get yourself out of the shadow of the end zone. Because, to Lawrence Tech's credit, their offense has moved the ball the last couple of drives.
Absolutely.
Give again, Hebler. A lot of room left side. There's one of those first downs, up to the 15.
Monster opening in there. Again, the O-line just extremely impressive. And let's be honest, you can't throw, you can't run, you don't get great catches and great plays unless the guys up front are taking care of business, and they're doing a great job.
When you look at this offensive line for Marion, there are 4 returning starters. They have 2 guys who have started every single game in their collegiate careers, and they're at the left tackle and right tackle spot.
Boy, that's a heck of a place to start.
Yeah. Hebler again. That offensive line right now is feasting on pancakes.
Boy, I'm telling you, they're just locking up the defensive line. I mentioned earlier, the defensive line wants to jet your hands out, get control of the offensive line. The Marion side of the ball, they're keeping extended, and LTUs are kind of folding in a little bit, and that's a big difference right there, because that means then the O-line has one with the hands, and they're going to be able to control that block.
Well, they're out of the shadow of their own goal line now. Marion moving across the 25. Hebler. You could drive a Mack truck through some of those holes right now.
And again, let's you know, what happens here with great teams is they're generally not just good at one thing. They do, you know, maybe the run game slightly ahead of the pass game or vice versa, but for the most part, they do a heck of a job putting together a program and do things well on all facets, and we're seeing that a lot. And a lot has to do with the offensive line just controlling, in particular that guard, Mr. Pop.
Yeah.
Over there.
Heck of a last name. Hebler out of bounds. We do get a flag here. They may finally get that O-line for a hold. You know, Richie, some say that there's holding on every play. It's just whether they decide to call it or not.
I have to tell you right now, I would agree 100%. What I like about good reffing crews is when it's at the point of attack or near the play, call it. If not, it doesn't affect it. You just can't call it all. And the good ones do a great job of that. So on the coaching part of the sideline, you're saying, hey, look, It's at the point of attack. You have to accept it happened. Or it's downfield where my man made a cut. Versus, it's the left tackle on a right sweep.
Yeah.
Those are the tough ones to handle. If it's egregious and a tackle, okay, I get it. I'll watch it on film and I'll believe you. But this is a good crew. I know they felt way too involved in the beginning. And they'll tell you, we don't want to be involved. We want them to play football and get things going and things are clean. So we'll take that one. Put them down second and behind the sticks.
Back them up. Make it 2nd down, 12. Bundalo. Down the field. Incomplete. Byerly nearly had that one.
I'll tell you what, though, again, you watched that. You mentioned it earlier. He couldn't have run the ball out there and put it better. That was a nice job of the defensive back. Stripped the arms away. Good job there. But, man, oh, man, Bundalo is on fire with his ball placement. A lot of people ask, I'm fortunate enough to work with lots of quarterbacks. One of the greatest attributes, what do you think it is, Coach, this, that, and the other thing. And as a receiver, it's ball placement because you trust that you're going to be put in good positions if you get hurt early or if there's – and it also trusts that I'm going to get a chance to make this play. So very, very good job by Bundalo there in developing that trust with his guys. Saw it earlier on Tyler's drop in the bucket also down the field.
Right. So, Richie, you missed the game last week because your Southfield A&T Warriors were playing in the playoffs, lost to Cass Tech. Oh, by the way, Cass Tech won again yesterday. I mean, I know a few folks watching this broadcast interested in high school football in Michigan, and you know this now firsthand. I mean, if that Cass Tech team wins the state championship, that may be one of the more deserving champions of all time because they have gone through in the playoffs West Bloomfield, Southfield A&T, Macomb, Dakota. They'll play the winner of Belleville, Detroit Catholic Central next week, and they'll play somebody great in the state championship game. That's the type of program that I'm sure Lawrence Tech is sniffing and wanting to recruit a few guys in the future.
Oh, I guarantee they look at that field and say, well, we'll take him, we'll take his backup, we'll take his backup, because they've got some big-time players, and you're 100% right. And Southfield A&T, where I coach, I'm so fortunate to be able to coach there, is right down the road from LTU. There's a great connection. They are really working to beat the local streets, and I give them a lot of credit. It's not always easy to keep kids home, I'll tell you that.
You may not be able to tell as you're watching the broadcast, but there are currently a few snowflakes. What were you saying about no precipitation? It's all your fault.
I didn't say no participation. I said not blustery. I love the snowflakes in football. I'll take that over rain any day.
Oh, and you love that throw. Bundalo to Stevens. Check it. That's Jennings making a diving catch. Jalen caught the first touchdown of the game, and now he makes a nice snag for another first.
Absolute first determination of trust in the receiver is you never give up on your QB. Jennings stayed with that route like crazy. He recognized it was going to be a scramble drill. He was a short route. Worked up the sideline, and just like you draw it up, there is a whole shot that he gets to be able to throw. Nice play.
Again, this drive for Marion started at the 3. Now it's up to the 41.
Not going to be a 3-and-out, but we need a stop here, absolutely.
Play action. Bundalo, throw, catch, Stevens. I'm going to take a wild guess. They've practiced that exact play 100,000 times.
Anytime you look at the ball in the air prior to the receiver finishing the route, first of all, that trust, and second of all, it is just like breathing. We don't think about it. It is just what happens. Very nice play right there. A lot of time, though, given by the O-line. It was a play-action fake and then a lot of time for a deep route.
Let's go back down to the sidelines. Elizabeth's got a little for us on Senior Day. Run on the play. We'll check in with Elizabeth in just a second. It's not a broadcast until we have some technical difficulties.
And everyone knows that who's ever been in a broadcast.
It doesn't matter what level. You're probably sitting at home thinking, gee, there's nothing. Everything works for ESPN, right? I'm here to break the news to you. No, there's technical difficulties all over the place.
There was this one Super Bowl where the lights even went out, if you recall.
Oh, man. I'm sure CBS loved that. Bundalo to throw, and Stevens climbs the ladder to get it. Ben Stevens, one of the better wide receivers in the history of Marion, making another good play.
Boy, and you see why. That ball literally got way away from Bundalo, way up top. A wobbly, kind of weak-ish pass. And he just, like you said, climbed the ladder, got 2 hands on it, and then makes an excellent play for a first down run. You mentioned this Wes Welker guy. You look at 84 out there, same stature.
Yeah, Wes Welker made Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. It's tough to not make those dudes look good, but Wes Welker made them look even better.
You know, the opposing people said you don't have to do that for crying out loud. They're good enough on their own.
Right. Bundalo sets his feet and throws. Caught again. Guess who? Ben Stevens again. Wrestled out of bounds by Jordan Morris.
Again, the timing of the throws, the ball placement, and you mentioned it several times already earlier in your broadcast. You can see time and time and time again they put that time in and get that done. And I got news. That's not all just during regular practice stuff. These guys get together in the summer. I would bet you go down and ask, oh, yeah, we're 27 miles away. We meet at a local high school and throw the ball together.
What else are you going to do in the summertime?
That's it.
Hebler running right. Marion's got the first down, and a drive that started at their 3 is now inside the Lawrence Tech red zone.
You mentioned they wanted to get a few first downs, and LTU would say, hey, we'll give them up a couple, and then they punt. Great teams just have a knack of continuously working down the field as they are here. Both pass and run. Great job by Hebler there and his vision and his patience to get up. He's looking to go outside. Nope, my guys are pushing him out. I'm going in. Very simple. I'll take what they give me. First down inside the 15.
Hebler left. Baron Hebler for the end zone. He is not there, but Marion's got a first down, and it'll be goal to go from the 1-yard line.
And how do big runs become big runs? How does a 3-yard run become like that, a 16-yard run inside? Tyree Spence blocking down the field all the way to the goal line, and if you watch that on tape, you say, that's nothing but heart. I'm not catching the ball. We're not throwing the ball. I'm just going to give all I've got to help our team, and that's exactly what you saw right there. And that's how 97-yard drives happen.
Marion a yard away from 97 yards and an emphatic touchdown drive. They motion in Pressler. Give it to Hebler. He started the drive, and he ends the drive with a touchdown. That is a statement drive.
It's been very much a statement game. Marion is not only saying, hey, we're going to do what we have to do as the dominant team here in the first half and make sure there's no doubt. But, hey, everyone else out there, our next opponent, who you ever might be, here we come. We're just going to be steamrolling.
I think that next team they play is going to be watching this broadcast and hear us hype it up Marion the whole time and go, oh, my goodness, what in the world are we in for?
Then they'll watch tape and say, oh, my goodness, I know what we're in for. This is how we're going to combat it, darn it.
Everyone can see those snowflakes now. Take a look at that. It's a winter wonderland.
There you have it. Got the leaves off the trees. The snow has fallen. Thanksgiving is shortly upon us. The holidays thereafter. It's a great time to live in Michigan.
All right, so 5.5 to go first half. The score is what it is. Marion has been emphatic scoring the football today. So now you got senior day, and Lawrence Tech will have their senior quarterback, Tyler Kalk, will bring it back on the field.
They've got a string again. A nice return here would be very, very beneficial. And then make sure that we drive the ball down the field. And before half, let's get a score so we can go in there and talk about something positive that happened.
Remember as well, Marion will get the ball to start the second half. Lawrence Tech began the game with the football and went 3 and out.
And that's 5 for 5, if I'm not mistaken, on drives
Yes.
for touchdowns.
That's called a very efficient afternoon.
Absolutely. And only one of them came on a turnover deep in the territory of Lawrence Tech. The other one, they did get positive field position on their own 40 after a punt as well, but that 97-yarder says, doesn't matter where we start, we're going to finish.
Just follow the kicker, catcher.
Pomely to kick it away. Robinette on the return. Robinette tackled shy of the 25. Nice job on special teams by T.Y. Thomas, number 15.
A little bit of room there, get a little bit outside that 15 is where it kind of, you mentioned earlier, the special teams is getting us, but their goal is keep them inside the 25, because if you simply fair catch it, you'd get it at the 25, and that might be something we see employed in the second half possibly. Let's hope we don't have to, but if they do kick off again.
Offense back in the field. Their last couple of drives, one of them got in the red zone. What's the other phrase? The green zone, right? Is it the 40?
Zone, yeah. 40 and in, yep.
The last drive was in the green zone. Sometimes it's tough to keep all the colors straight, you know?
Absolutely.
Running to the right. Tried to get Davidson loose, and he only gained a little bit.
So again, you talk about the running to the ball. You see the tackle comes down, the defensive end sinks, and there come the linebacker and safety right outside his gap where they're supposed to be for a 1-yard gain in what looked like maybe a big opening for a run. And they come right off that edge, nice and tight, and make good plays.
Only a gain of a yard. Second down, 9. Davidson will stay in the football game, shifting to the left side of Kolka. They motion Williams. Kolka throwing to Kendall Williams, who juggled and caught the ball. Kendall, a guy from Boynton Beach, Florida. He's a senior. He's been here a while. I wonder, Richie, you know, there are some people from Florida who they see snow for the first time, and they go, oh, my goodness, this is great. I think Kendall's been here long enough. He goes, okay, this is just cold.
It's snowing and it's cold.
Yeah, it's just snowing. Nice. You know?
Absolutely
I
right.
mean, we saw snow, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and that was exciting. And this is exciting. It's been a while since we've seen snow, but get to January, we get it.
Absolutely.
We get it.
Time is done.
Kolka throws. Thompson makes the catch. He got a ways to go. The big man leaning forward, and he did get there. First down.
Great job. Great job knowing where the sticks are. He's 2 yards short of it, ends up 2 yards past it. That's a veteran move. Great job. You mentioned earlier he did not come in as a tight end. He learned that position, and boy, has he learned well, and he's done a tremendous job for LTU.
Keeping the drive alive. Kolka just got him to jump. This is a free play. Incomplete. Cunningham held in coverage by Underwood, unable to go step for step. Here's your offside call.
Absolutely. You see Underwood's right arm down by the waist of the receiver, just nudging him. Nothing that's blatant, nothing he's not pushing. That's textbook defensive back play right there to push him out, because he had gotten beaten off the line. Recovered and then got that little hip push. It's a nice job by Underwood. It's a solid football team.
In every phase.
Absolutely.
Every phase. They are proving it so far this afternoon. There's no doubt about that. Davidson running right. CJ cuts it up. One of the better runs of the day for Lawrence Tech. There's a first down.
Nice job, CJ. Great job recognizing what was open there. Again, puts that right foot in the ground. And as you mentioned, his leg drive gives him that first down. Good job. Just keep stacking them, finish the drive. Going at half, devise a couple things, have something positive to talk about. That's what they're looking to do right here.
Again, last couple of drives have gone well. They've just stalled out. Kolka throwing here. That pass caught by Jalen Wallace. Couple in this game already for the sophomore from Belleville, Michigan. His alma mater in a playoff game right now against Detroit Catholic Central.
And a good job there, Tyler, putting that ball, we mentioned earlier about getting that in his chest. So much more confidence of a receiver to catch the ball going over the middle if it's in his body. And you saw it right there. Very confident catch. Makes it 2nd down and 6. Stay ahead of the change. Very important. Nice job.
Coming up on 2.5 minutes in the first half. 2nd down, 7. Play action. Throw. Caught. Williams, what a catch. The degree of difficulty on this play, come on.
Boy, Underwood is all over him, raking his arms. Phenomenal hand catch right there. Got it right into his body. Big first down and a nice shot by Tyler as well.
I mean, watch this again. If you talk about threading the needle, Kolka had to zip this thing here with precise precision. And we had to abort the replay because the next play's starting. Trust me. Take my word for it. It was a good play.
I'm taking it. I watched it. He's right.
Thanks, Richie. Sometimes it's good to have a hype man. Here's C.J. Davidson. This is another good drive for Lawrence Tech. I know they haven't scored yet today, but the offense has been okay.
Absolutely. It's just between the 20s kind of thing. We need to finish the drive here. And I know that's what they want to do and what their aim is. Have to put it together all the way down the field.
Tricky thing, of course, right now is Lawrence Tech's only got that one timeout, as you can see. And we're ticking toward 100 seconds to go in the half.
Correct.
Still being deliberate, making sure they're in the right spot. Davidson again. C.J. Davidson with that lower leg drive we keep telling you about. He's just a little bit shy.
That's a tough one. They're going to call him short. We got right down here by a minute now. We got to get hustling a little bit.
I'd ask you, Richie, if you're surprised they're not hustling a bit more, but circumstances are what they are. You're just trying to get positive plays here.
100%. I'd like to see him come out in the second half with a little fast pace from the line of scrimmage kind of hustle.
Kolka, end zone. There he is. Kendall Williams in his final game has got a touchdown.
Great job there. Nice play action. They've been running the ball very, very well with CJ. They faked that ball up in there and then hit that deeper down the field, not like an RPO, quick post, but a little deeper post. Ball well placed, great route. Mr. Williams very happy to catch that on senior day. And like you said, he's been in the cold for a few years now.
Touchdown number 11 on the year. Kendall Williams has been outstanding for Lawrence Tech this season. Extra point is up and good. A welcome sight after last week. Lawrence Tech didn't make one last week.
Great job again, taking the ball from just inside the 25 down the field. And most importantly, cap it off with a finish, and it's a touchdown. Good job, Blue Devils.
Hey, when you score, you go sit in the chair. I don't care what the score is.
That's it. That's what it's there for. And again, it's not about today. You know, we know that. It's about what happens in the future for this program. What's the measuring stick? We've said numerous times already, there's no quit in the Blue Devils. They just keep coming, and that's a great example right there of it. Down 35-0. Go put a score on. Good job.
And frankly, it would have been a big-time bummer for Lawrence Tech if they didn't score in that first half because, their offense deserved points with the way they played.
Absolutely.
And now you wonder how Marion attacks this. They get the ball to start the second half, but they do have all 3 timeouts, and their quarterback, Bundalo, has looked outstanding so far today.
And his only thought is, doggone it, we're 5 for 5. We need to be 6 for 6, and I only have 35 seconds. Coach, they're going to run the ball out and run the clock out. That's what they're going to do.
They're trying to talk him into it on the sidelines, but I think it's
it's
35-7. Let's go to the locker room. Because then you run the risk if we throw it, oh my goodness, interception, oh my goodness, pick 6, and we just gave them 7 points.
Yep.
Lawrence Tech trying to mitigate a return, and Marion does slide down at the 35. I don't know. I wonder if that changes the attack plan now. We'll see.
30 seconds to go. Now, I will tell you what might change it. If they get a big run, now I think that you use you're past the 50. Now you say, hey, listen, okay, we're not going to be fools either. Let's work on this part of our game. We have the game scenario that might come up in the weeks to come here 30 seconds to go at the end of the half. We're getting the ball. Let's see if they can't pop something. Or just go to victory formation, as we said, one snap and go to halftime.
Have we mentioned before that sometimes we have no idea what the heck we're talking about?
Hey, we just keep talking, which we're paid to do.
Hey, we are. That is why we will get a paycheck in the mail. All right, we'll hit halftime here at Lawrence Tech. Marion, one of the better teams in the country at the NAIA level. They're proving it, no doubt about that. 3 touchdown passes for Bundalo. Outstanding offense. But Lawrence Tech's offense looked good as well. They got a touchdown to end the half. And we will wait and see what the second half has in store. We're going to get a break and come on back in about 18 minutes or so with the second half. We're going to go inside and warm up a bit on the LTU Sports Network.
All right, downstairs and inside we go. My camera just went. That's weird. I don't know what happened there. Autofocus screwed up or something. No, we just do midfield or charge the headset.
Yeah. Appreciate your guys' help.
Yeah.
We're all working hard today. Ooh.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the heart and soul of Lawrence Tech's campus,
Oh, I don't even see her.
the LTU
Oh, out there.
marching band.
Yeah, the baton.
The band is joined by alumni for today's performance. This year we celebrate the 90th birthday of Lawrence Technological University and famous composer and arranger John Williams. Today's show features the best music of John Williams from the Olympics, Jurassic Park, Bad Romance, Jaws, Star Wars, and Indiana Jones. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Both of these squads, Marion, 290 yards today, 102 on the ground, 188 through the air. 2 catches and 44 yards and a touchdown. And T-Ray Spence, he came up with a touchdown reception as well. Just exactly how did Marion does this big game? We'll share with that with you as Marion leads at the break 35-7 on 93.5 and 107.5 the Fan. Okay, yep. Okay. Yep. So we go the Jennings, Pressler, Spence, and then the 2 running touchdowns. Jennings, Pressler, and 8-yard touchdown. And Spence, 2-yard touchdown.
The LTU Marching Band would like to recognize the following graduating seniors for their dedication and contributions to the band and the university. Color Guard, Megan Cicchetti, majoring in architecture from Riverview, Michigan. Color Guard, Megan Kaminsky, majoring in architecture from Dearborn Heights, Michigan. Piccolo, Erica Morrissey, majoring in robotics engineering from Bowie, Maryland. On trumpet, Jeremiah Rose, majoring in architecture from Battle Creek, Michigan. On trombone, Nathan Staple, majoring in civil engineering from Vassar, Michigan. On the snare drum, Nathan Strenard, biomedical engineering from Milford, Michigan. On the trumpet, R.J. Thompson, majoring in computer engineering from Capac, Michigan. Also on the trumpet, Sophie Van Antwerp, majoring in media communication from Reed City, Michigan. And on the euphonium, Roy Swarczynski, majoring in medical engineering from Salem Township, Michigan.
Outstanding.
Again, the director of the band of the case, Director Frank Bowen, percussion director Richard Case, color guard instructor Brianna Wilson, and drum major Ellen Forsgren.
Oh, no, he's an offensive guy. Really off to a hot start. On the first two possessions, and Marion led by a score of 14-0. Once again, the defense stands tall. They force a 3-and-out. Then Marion takes over at midfield, and this time it's the 7th play of the drive, and Bungalow takes care of things in a record-breaking way.
You sit on the sidelines, but your heart is running across that field. His drive becomes yours, his dreams too. So when a torn ACL and concussion threaten those dreams, choose the sports medicine team that treats the whole athlete. Henry Ford Health System. We combine the most innovative technology with a personalized treatment plan, so he can get back his confidence. And you can get back to being his biggest fan. Henry Ford Health System. All for you.
All of this is happening in the first
At Henry Ford Health System, we treat the whole athlete, from surgery to cardiology, nutrition to performance conditioning, sports psychology to brain health. Using the most innovative technologies like motion analysis and advanced treatment, we champion the whole athlete from injury prevention and treatment to performance conditioning. With appointments available within 24 business hours, let us create a unique game plan for you, just like we do for the pros. Visit us at henryford.com/athletes.
Talking about finances can be confusing, difficult, scary, murky even. But it doesn't have to be with Money Mentor by Michigan First Credit Union on your side. More than 90 years ago, Michigan First was founded on the principle of putting education first. Today, Money Mentor continues that tradition because affording the lifestyle you want isn't always easy. Check us out at MichiganFirstMoneyMentor.com or follow us on social media for tips, tricks, blogs, and videos today.
All righty, we're back in Southfield. Remember how I said earlier it was snowing? Yeah, it's really snowing now. We are battling the elements. You don't see it, but Richie and I are out here. We are actually outside calling this game. Now, look, we're under a canopy. We're in cover, and I am wearing 4 layers. I knew this was coming, but still, Richie, everybody who's here, you should get a free ticket to next year. This is an interesting environment to watch football.
Absolutely. I don't disagree one bit. We'll get on the horn to somebody who can make that decision. It certainly is not either one of us. And we'll make sure that they get a ticket to the first home game next year.
Well, getting back to the football game, Marion played awesome in the first half. You can see the score. They scored on every single offensive drive. They're about to get the ball. But Lawrence Tech scored on their last drive, had 3 drives get to the 30. This is their last half of football this year. You know they're going to come out motivated regardless of what the weather is.
Absolutely. And I'm going to go back to the point you made. You get to know a lot about a team when you're down by 35 points on both sides of the ball. Actually, it was 28 at the time. Marion just kept doing what they do and scored. LTU put a drive together at the end that they did cap off with a touchdown. And let's see if we can't get a defensive stance here, make a punt, and do another one of those real quick.
Middle of November. The snow is flying, and the second half is underway. Into the end zone it goes, and a touchback. So Marion's offense did so well in the first half. Big reason why. Zach Bundelow, their quarterback, was awesome. Number 9 in white with 3 passing touchdowns, 1 to Jennings, 1 to Pressler, 1 to Spence. Christian Hunter had a touchdown as well for Marion. Such a balanced attack in the first half. Richie, do you expect it to change at all in the second half or standard operating procedure?
I was going to say not lost in those 3 touchdown passes was one heck of a running attack.
Yeah.
There were gashing holes, and they will stay exactly with what they did. We'll see a few more players, my guess would be later in the game, just to get them the just-in-case kind of time, if you will. Excellent first play by the D-line right there for LTU, and the backers filling nicely. Best run stop right there for 0 yards. Great way to start the game. Like you said, emotional start and ride that wave as long as you can.
I mean, this game is not over. Stranger things have happened in a football game. But I'd have to imagine as well that Marion takes the second half as, hey, well, we're getting ready for a potentially special run here. We need to stay on course here and keep doing our stuff in the second half.
That's exactly right.
Oh, my goodness, they just showed us up here as the D-line for Lawrence Tech does a great job rallying to the football. They just wanted to prove, Richie, that we are actually outside in the elements.
Oh, we appreciate that. Thank you so much. And as you mentioned, we are certainly not having the snow fall on us, but if you took a picture of all of our paper now
yes,
and our watery table, it is proof positive that it's coming down and it is precipitation.
Yeah, I got my play-by-play chart in front of me, and the water is slowly creeping toward it.
It's a Bounty commercial in the making.
Hey, seriously. Where is the quicker picker-upper when you need it?
Not here.
Clearly. Clearly. Well, great start to the half for LTU's defense. Now you got to get off the field on 3rd down long. Bundelow to throw. Gorgeous spiral open man Jennings. Who cares what the weather is? These guys can ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, and who cares down in distance? 2 great run stops by LTU. Put the ball down the field in the seam, make a good throw and catch, and it's first down in the plus side of the 50 just like that.
Jennings caught the touchdown on the first drive of the game, and Bundelow just found him again behind the D. It is one efficient quarterback. On the ground, Christian Hunter, who does lean forward this time and get a couple of yards. The stat that impresses me, Richie, about Zach Bundelow, starting quarterback for Marion, 67% on the completion percentage entering today. I know that's kind of standard in the NFL, but at the collegiate level, I don't care what level, that's a really good stat.
Absolutely. If you're throwing the ball, almost 7 passes of 10 attempts are caught. I mean, you have a lot of confidence. But we saw it, the chemistry he has with his receivers, the O-line giving him time. That pass earlier down the field was the first time I believe he's even gotten hit. Here's a little play action, steps up in the pocket, and
Underthrew it that time, a rare mistake.
Well, I'm a little surprised we didn't see a little offensive PI. That was a heck of a play by the receiver to pull him down.
Yeah, that's what Jordan Morris, 17, is saying.
Absolutely. That was an interception in the making, and he got pulled down. That said, it's not a penalty if it's not called.
Isn't the phrase, it's not cheating unless you get caught?
100%. 100%.
That applies to a lot of things in life, and then we get into morality, and let's just move on and call the football game.
Here
Third
we
down
go. A
and
little
7.
precipitation. There's a football game going
Yes,
on. I
yes.
like that. Good job, Ev. Great
Yes.
segue.
Thank you. That's why they pay me the hypothetical big bucks.
Big time. It's coming in the mail.
Yes. Excited. Third down again. Middle screen. Juggled. Caught. Stevens. First down. Perfect play call.
Well, I'll tell you, the timing.
Oh, they got a
The
late.
timing of the calls here, again, what do great programs do? There are not a lot of calls in the game where the coach says, oh, this was the call at that time. The Super Bowl champ for the Ravens, Bill, I always want to, it's Belichick,
Yeah.
wrote a book. About 65% of the game is like autopilot. Okay, the 4th and shorts. The do we punt if it's this scenario versus that. Those come into play, but not a lot. That was one of them. Heavy blitz up the middle, receiver screen, releasing the D-line anyway, and picked up a first down. I believe we got a late hit, though, at the end there by one of the offensive linemen downfield for Marion. And you mentioned losing hair. All the Marion coaching staff wants to do is get through this half, moving along, you said, get on the bus and get home. Can't have those kinds of things.
Yep. And they've made a couple of mistakes like that, to be honest, in this game.
Yep, they have.
So after the conversion on third down, they still back them up. And Marion's back to the spot where they just had to convert for first down.
That's right.
Christian Hunter remains the running back with Bundalo. Redshirt junior from California has got the ball in his hands, and he is table-topped, just shy of the 35.
Boy, great job again. That's that inside-outside look where the linebacker stays inside, safety stays outside. Really good tackle. Only a 2-yard gain, 3-yard gain. Good job, LTU defense.
Yeah, I just need to adjust.
Bundalo had the 3 passing touchdowns first half. Hebler, Hunter, your running back combination from Marion. They each had touchdowns in the first half. We haven't seen Barron Hebler in the second half yet. This is Hunter again running left, and he was tackled in the open field well. Tip your cap to Ryan Ramsey.
Good job, Ryan, right there. That's a tough tackle. That's exactly what you want to see. So many people want to see that big blow-up shot. Man, the objective is get him to the ground, and that's what he did right there. Very nice job. Kept his leverage, got in his legs, rolled him down.
Marion must like the matchup on this play because they got to the line really quickly. This is Hunter. Running right. He didn't get it. He's short, full yard.
Nice job. Excellent job right there. Penetration in the beginning, and then stringing that down the line, sending it to the linebacker. Nice solid tackle. Looks like it's 4-down territory. The punter was out here after halftime working out, right? Well, he's back over there getting cold again because they're not going to punt.
Taylor Soper is the punter for Marion. He's actually a pitcher on the baseball team, too. Usually you don't have to pitch in conditions like this either.
That's correct.
We'll go for it. And get it, plus a lot more. Bundalo, Stevens, touchdown, rinse, repeat.
Boy, I'll tell you what, you just love the confidence the staff has. It is 4th and 1. Your run game has done great all day long. Play action pass, 2 receiver route, keep everyone in max protection, and hit them over the middle because the linebackers obviously are coming up strong, throw over their heads, make a one move kind of a route. Great job. Again, that chemistry, that ball's right in his chest. He runs into the end zone to make it 41 with the potential 42 coming right now.
The extra point is up, and the extra point is good. Marion remains perfect today. 6 drives, 6 touchdowns. Or, no, that would be 7 drives. No, yeah, 6 drives, 6 touchdowns. because 6 times 7. So this is a lot of math to do.
Well, at the end of the half, you got to remember, they took a knee.
Right.
So I'm telling you, Bundalo right now is going, are you kidding, Coach? I'm telling you we had it. Because that's what quarterbacks do.
Oh, man, you're absolutely right. Well, hey, let's zoom out here. Marion has played great today. Lawrence Tech, look, there's a lot of time to go, but Marion's obviously in the driver's seat. But the focus of this second half for our crew, for everyone watching, let's focus on the seniors for Lawrence Tech. You've got Kolka, who threw a touchdown to Williams already. There's a couple of seniors. This is a young offensive group, specifically on the offensive line, but Kolka, Thompson, Williams, this is the final half of football they'll ever play. So I know it's snowing, I know it's cold, but they don't care. These final few drives mean a ton to them.
Oh, they are absolutely loving it, no doubt about it. There's no place they'd rather be than on that football field with their teammates and their brothers, and they're going to give all they've got as they're going to get the ball here on offense momentarily.
But first, you'll get a chance for a return, potentially. Yep, Chris Broaden's going to get it. At the 10, he comes out. Runs left. Gets a good block. That is an outstanding patient return. And now we got some pushing and shoving.
And unfortunately, it looks like a flag on the field as well.
As Broaden remains down. For a 42-7 game, there's been a lot of late hits, huh?
A lot of, I wouldn't say chippy, but some late hits. We had a targeting earlier. We've got a couple things, and hog tie out of bounds right there. Like it's a tight game, which I'm sure you're referencing. I hear you.
Yes. I don't think our officials here today want to be as active as they've had to be.
There's not a crew in the world who wants to be much a part of the game at all, only to keep the things rolling as they should, keep kids safe as they should. But again, when it's at the point of attack, you don't have a choice but to call it.
The flags were for a hold on the return. All that patience, but it ends up being a hold. So this will back up Lawrence Tech. Kolka will bring the team onto the field. Guy who's had a great senior season. Just shy of 3,000 passing yards, now 23 touchdowns on the season. He's thrown for at least 2 touchdowns in all but one game this year. Obviously, Richie, you know Tyler well. The coaching staff here cannot say enough nice things about the guy. He's going to have a very successful life, no doubt about it, after this half ends.
Phenomenal person, all through and through, great leader, and he will absolutely take that into the professional world and do very, very well with it.
Kolka pumping and throwing. There's C.J. Thompson, senior to senior on senior day. Great play inside the 40.
And again, indicative of who they are as people. They just come right back, shooting down the field. Absolutely love it.
Throwing through the falling snow. It sounds like a Christmas carol someone needs to write.
I think it's either a card or a carol coming up on that. I'm already working it.
We just got to trademark that, Richie, so no one steals it.
Well, it's yours.
That pass tipped and incomplete.
Share your royalties if you'd like.
Okay, sounds good. I'll mail you 20 in the mail every other week.
There you Oh, I like it. Hey, any 20 I can get, and
it's a few coffees right there. There you go.
Grandkids somewhere
there
after I save a few of them.
It's a little Coney Island lunch right there, Chris 20.
Love it.
Second down and 10 after the tip pass. Kolka, your quarterback, with Davidson, the running back.
Again, that pressure got up in the face. And as a D-line, if I can't get to him, I'm going to stick my arms up. Good job right there.
Second down run, Davidson. And Marion doing what they do, rallying to the football. They call it camera crew, and you're watching film. Everyone wants to get in the picture.
Absolutely. Absolutely correct. And so many do because, man, do they run to the ball well.
A peek behind the television curtain. We have had someone bring some paper towels, and they have pushed our table underneath the covered canopy. Unfortunately, that decision was made 45 minutes too late for the snow, but better late than never is any good decision in life. Kolka to throw, third down long. Hit as he threw, but he still found Thompson. That has been your winning recipe on this drive.
Another first down, great drive going. Even after a hold that took a great run back away. Good job moving down the field, inside the 25.
Tackle was made by James Harris. The first down for Lawrence Tech.
This is the 4th straight drive for LTU that has gone inside the Marion 30-yard line, by the way.
Let's cap it off with another finish.
Last drive ended in a touchdown pass from Kalka to Williams. Davidson remains the running back, left side. Kalka straight drop, throwing out of the back of the end zone. Second out.
You know, every receiver is always open.
Yeah.
And no matter what. And right now, Kolak and Arias, just give me that ball. There's no one around me. I can hear it now. And aloha to his parents, who I promise you in Hawaii are watching this game.
And they are probably sitting there watching the game and going, you know, I like our weather better than their weather.
Yeah, but probably watching on the patio,
yes.
With the TV outside,
yeah.
Very wise as they would be.
Still early in the morning out there. Probably got a coffee in hand. Here's C.J. Davidson, good run. Tackled in the open field, but not before a good gain. Jake Paris had to bring him down. It is a first down for Lawrence Tech.
Boy, do I like his patience. He just makes that move at the right time, and he's going to get even bigger and stronger over the next offseason, which they're all looking forward to already. I promise you, is when do we start, Coach? You love that mentality.
Good-looking drive for LTU. Let's see if they can pay it off with a touchdown. Kolka pumps, steps up, and runs. It's a rarity for Tyler, but he's a good enough athlete to do it, and that's an excellent gain.
That's a great job right there. You know, he will absolutely joke about himself in his 40 time, which I will not mention. Not that he asked me to, but, you know, I'm a nice guy and I love him to death. But those are the kinds of things that, fast or not, you make great things happen by staying at what your craft is. Push up in the pocket, you find an opening, go run for 9, almost 10 yards. Put your team in a good position. You don't have to run for 50 all the time. Just get those positive yards, make it a positive play. That's a great example of it right there. Let's cap this one off.
Lawrence Tech can get a first down without scoring the touchdown here. Williams, the motioning man. Kalka bobbled the snap and had to fall on the ball. Frankly, Richie, I've been stunned that the operations have been so clean today, as the weather is what it is. A little bit of wind, the snow, cold hands. I'm surprised that's our first drop snap.
Yeah, the cold hands more than anything, really, because you're just a little more stiff. You don't have that forgiveness, if you will, when you're warmed up. And you can't get warmed up. It's just cold. And that's a really good point. We need to come back from that now, though, and get a first down touchdown here, or put ourselves in at least a 4th and short, be able to get that.
Kalka on 3rd down. The throw over the middle, and he threaded the needle to Jalen Wallace. Touchdown.
Boy, and a great catch right there. Jalen using his body. Talk about ball position. Take him low because the DB is going to come through him over the top. A phenomenal play right there. Great combination. And they finish it again with the drive for the touchdown and 6 points. Again, can't mention it enough, and I promise they'll make a big thing of it. No quit in the Blue Devils, no matter what's going on.
Extra point on the way. Lawrence Tech 1 for 1 on him today, make it 2 for 2. As Vincent Robinson knocks it through, but I think we got a flag too.
You know, you watch him execute that snap so well, and you wonder, you know, 1, okay, happens. 2, hey, what's going on? 3,
yeah.
Come on, man. You look so good. Maybe they just had to have something to coach up during the week. So
right.
Good job, players, because you played one heck of a game last week.
Really did.
Back to the throne chair.
Yes, Jalen Wallace is going to the throne. The kick unit's coming off the field, so the penalty must be on Marion. Hey, look, if you're sitting in the chill, huddle around for body warmth on a day like today.
100%. They got it going on down there. Good job for Jalen. That's a great play. Tyler's second one of the day. back to getting those 2 per game. Gotta love that. And a bright spot, Marion's only given up 7 in a game, and we've already doubled it. Absolutely love that.
There's always intrigue in a sports game. The intrigue right now, I suppose, the most points that Marion has given up in a game all year, 17. Well, 6 minutes to go in the third quarter, all the fourth quarter, Lawrence Tech's got a shot to have the best performance against Marion's defense all year.
And you mentioned it several times, 20 to 30-yard line, 20 to 20-yard line, they were dynamic. Just couldn't finish. Well, now they finished a couple. Let's keep that rolling, finish a couple more. And on the other side, you think about a program who's obviously headed for the playoffs, being 7 in the country and 7-1 and moving on, regardless of the outcome, I believe, of today. And they're saying, you know what, good. We got something to coach these guys on because everything didn't go as planned for us as well, because nobody wants nothing to work on. That's the toughest group to work with, although I'm going to guess that they don't have that problem too often at Marion.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Again, that hometown, you mentioned so many kids from Indiana, a sporadic one from outside of Indiana, even all the way as far as California.
Yeah.
But just the fact that it's a family and we take care of each other, and that that's what they build there.
So the penalty was on Marion, 15-yard personal foul. That's another thing the coaching staff, I'd have to imagine, is going to get on the guys. They've had at least 4 of those today.
I'd say it's 4 are you kidding me's
right.
that they're going to talk a lot about. And, if we do that next week or the week after, we're just driving home in not-so-jubilation form.
Lawrence Tech trying to take advantage of that, and the front line for Marion falls on the football inside the 25. All right, Marion's offense has had a perfect day today, Richie. I'd have to imagine, though, look, Lawrence Tech's offense, with the way they're moving the ball, you've got to think in the back of your mind, okay, they're hot, so let's just keep it away from them and not let any funny business happen. You'd have to think Marion's going to run the ball a lot here, right?
Absolutely. Again, I think their objective here is, hey, we feel the game is in hand. Let's get this done and get back on the bus with our lunch and make our way back home.
Bundelow, the quarterback, with 4 passing touchdowns to his name this afternoon. He's giving to Hebler, who's up the middle for a couple.
Hebler, much like CJ, does a really good job of always falling forward. He's not real big in stature, but you can see he's been on that squat rack often and has that leg drive and has a great knack of finding just a little opening where you look like, all right, we got him, and it's 2nd down and 6.
You could say that Baron Hebler is a well-built 5'9", 185.
Absolutely.
Under 5.5 to go in the third quarter. Hebler again. Patient run with that lean forward and lower leg drive we're talking about. First down, Marion. Chain gang wasn't sure if it was a first down. Now the officials are saying, move it out ahead, boys.
That's right. When the side man comes in and is pointing, generally, but when you're the home team, maybe we got him just a little short. So good job by the chain crew trying to help out the Blue Devils.
It's a team effort all over the place. Throw caught Jennings. Made the first man miss, and then Morris got him out of bounds.
And again, over the past, 15, 18 years, that play is just an extension of the run game. And your goal, like any run, is, hey, let's get 5 yards. We feel we've done a great job, and you can block early because we catch it behind the line of scrimmage, all kinds of positives on the offensive side of the ball. So you like a different way to get the ball in the hands of an athlete, but it's nothing that's going to be troublesome.
2nd down, 4. Give Hebler. Left again, leaning ahead again. Close to another first down, they'll give it to him.
Also, you watch him carry that football that high and tight. He absolutely has perfected that technique. Every time he gets the ball, slaps that to his chest. I believe they teach 7 points now of holding that football between your forearm, wrist, hand, bicep, all the pieces in there. He's absolutely a technician. Does a great job getting down the field.
Give Hebler again. Similar looking play, similar looking result. Morris makes the tackle, but Baron Hebler, running on the left side of the line, is finding a lot of real estate.
Well, I'll tell you what, the O-line, again, is just locking up on the defensive line, and they're twisting their bodies, shaping that block. If they need an outside run, their bodies are shaped, so they're pushing people in. If they need the inside run, they're creating great gaps, and the running backs are taking a great advantage of it.
Christian Hunter on the carry. Left side room again. Austin Jones, Adam Warren, 69 and 51 on the left side of the line. They're having a party right now.
Absolutely, they are. And they're inviting everybody to it that's in the backfield. And guess what? They're all taking the invitation and running for 10, 12, 17 yards a pop here.
This is the type of offensive performance where, you know, if you're the running back, you got to treat the boys to a dinner later in the week.
There might be some steak being cooked someplace.
Yeah.
It's a great call.
Hunter cut it back to the middle where Lawrence Tech's defense was waiting. That is finally a play on defense that'll give Lawrence Tech something to smile about. Big Kavar Ellis, number 98 in the middle.
Great job staying home where he's supposed to. He's got cutback responsibility, cannot get outside the runner. The defense on the edge does a nice job of turning it back in, and there he is right there to collect him, make it a 0-yard gain.
Second drive of the third quarter from Marion. They've already scored once. They've scored on every single drive so far today, save for the one at the end of the first half where they took a knee.
I'm just not even going to use it because you really can't even count that.
Throw, same play to Jennings. He slipped out of the tackle, ended up gaining a little bit of yards. Morris missed him, and then Lewis escorted him out of bounds.
And I'll tell you right now, Jacob Pressler, because this is the kind of team they are, as soon as the man slipped the block, he was like, are you kidding me? I can't believe it happened. They all have their role to play, and you can watch in their body language. It's not I'm upset I missed the block. It's I'm upset my guy's going to get hit because I missed the block. There's a big difference in that. You can see that unity.
Third down long, which Marion hasn't had problems with today. They've converted a couple of times in a spot like this. Bundalo to throw, given the time, rolls, looks, throws low, incomplete. Wanted Pressler. And now we will see a kick. Hallelujah. It'll be a 42-yard try from Marlon Pomely. He's 6 of 8 on field goals this year. The long is 45.
Coaches are loving this. As you get deeper into playoffs, this is kind of weather you're going to get in the Midwest. Let's go out and execute what we can do well.
Good snap, good hold. The kick on the way. No good.
Wide right.
Pushed it.
Good job, LTU defense. Got that stop they've been yearning for.
And now the offense comes back on the field, drive after drive. They've gotten in the 30 today. They've scored twice. And you don't want to get too ahead of yourself, Richie, but you score a touchdown here. And I think everyone on that LTU sidelines goes, wait a minute now. Just wait a minute here.
Absolutely. Let's keep it rolling. Just forcing that field goal try, again, is a win. Because they had been perfect on their drives. It's a good job by LTU sticking with it.
New quarterback into the game. This is Alex Osmond, the freshman from Fortson High in Dearborn. I don't know, maybe they just wanted Tyler Kalka's career to end on a touchdown pass, maybe?
It's a good way to go out.
Osmond going to be a focal point of the offense going forward, that's for sure. LTU keeps it on the ground. First carry of the ball game for a redshirt freshman, Jacob Ranney. Grew up in North Branch, Michigan. That's in the thumb. Alex Osmond had a chance to put up a ton of good tape last year. He was throwing to Antonio Gates at Dearborn Fortson.
That would lend itself to a lot of really good tape from the quarterback.
Antonio Gates Jr., of course.
Correct.
Antonio Gates Sr. didn't just suddenly find some high school eligibility.
That's right. I don't think he'd take it if he found it.
Right.
My son's going to take care of business.
Yeah, I think the big Antonio had just enough success in the NFL. Osmond the throw, and he missed Cunningham.
And this is that also, you think about ending a career for Tyler on a touchdown pass. What a way to go out. Nice job. And then getting the young buck in there against some really strong competition, who also have some different players on the field now at this point at 42-14. So I think it's just to get his feet wet against a good football program and let him play a little bit. Wise choice.
3rd and 4. Osmond pumps, throws, incomplete, missed Cunningham. Tried to hit him on back-to-back plays.
Just a little bit left that ball inside. He saw the short route was absorbed, and trying to get the ball downfield, has to put that a little bit more on body, give his guy a chance. We mentioned earlier how the quarterback Bundalo does a great job of giving his receiver the opportunity to make a catch, and that develops that trust. And that's what they're trying to do, obviously, at LTU, is get him in some real game action and see what we can do to do that.
Carter Dixon back in the field to punt. Bryston Hedden has also been a punter this year for Lawrence Tech. Carter Dixon's become the punter last couple of weeks. Nearly got blocked. Ends up being a darn good punt. Jennings backpedals, fields, and falls to his backside as he makes the catch.
Well, that was an awesome job. Often you see the punter will either rush or somehow misstrike the ball. He hit that really well. It's a great job. Unfortunately, we couldn't put something together on offense. Hopefully we'll keep going on defense here and give them something positive to work on and work into the offseason with.
At what point do you think Marion starts cycling through their depth chart offensively here?
Well, defensively they did already. It'd be interesting to see who comes out offensively. Looks like a new QB's coming out here.
Yeah, that's number 6, James Arnold, redshirt freshman from Bern, Indiana.
So to answer your question, probably this series.
That's a good insight, Richie. Well done.
Captain Obvious. Pretty sure I'm going to get a call from Hotel.com any minute.
What a free plug.
There
They should give you a discount.
I'm telling
well done.
you.
William Gibson, the new running back, and he's brought down from behind. Lawrence Tech defense still playing hard later on in the ball game. Doing a good job rallying to it and making the tackle on that play to set up 2nd down and long.
Good
First
job,
man
Michael White.
Yep, 53. Michael
Nice
White
job.
making the tackle. Good call, Richie. Marion does not have to snap it in this quarter one more time if they don't want to. They're lining up like they want to. Now they're looking to the sidelines, and they may be telling them, boys, let's go to the 4th. That is exactly what will happen. We are through 3 quarters in Southfield. Final quarter of football for Lawrence Tech this year after the break. Come back with us on the LTU Sports Network.
The cheer dance team would like to thank Alexis, owner of Five Crowns Fitness in Shelby Township, and Jenner, owner of My Dance Studio in Cedar Harbor, for their sponsorship and support this season. We are so grateful for the two of you.
On to the 4th quarter. Final quarter of football here in Lawrence Tech this year. Evan Stockton, Richie Pop. You got to put up with us for one more quarter. I hope wherever you're watching, you're inside and warm. Richie, how you holding up?
I'm going to guess they're inside and warm, or, as we mentioned earlier in Hawaii, outside and warm. But warm is the factor here.
Probably got a few family members of guys on both teams down in Florida.
Absolutely.
Although I did see at the Arkansas-LSU game, there was frost on the turf at Arkansas somehow today, and they turned on the sprinklers to try to break the ice. Clearly, Fayetteville, Arkansas doesn't know what to do.
They did not call someone from Michigan who would have absolutely deterred them from that, because you're going to put more ice on the field.
Yeah. God bless him. Gibson on the run for Marion, keeping his legs moving. Off the bench and into the game, William Gibson, nice run.
Boy, oh boy, another strong runner. Holy smokinoli, and he is a junior himself, going to come back saying, hey, just keep giving me the ball. I'll tell you what, the offensive line invited everybody to the party. I'm joining.
Yeah, you'd have to imagine Marion's attack plan here in the second half as they shuffle guys in and out. A lot of run right, run left, run middle.
That's it. Absolutely. Get on the bus.
Right on cue, they throw it for a first down.
Yep.
As always, we don't always know what the heck is going on up here. That's a good-looking throw and catch. Jared Prater with the reception.
And I'll tell you, their mindset is, you know, in this game, everybody knows you're one play away from being a starter. And you're two plays away if you're a third-team guy from being a starter. It's a tough, violent game. So do what we do, get our younger guy some look. And what would he do in a situation if this were a game? He'd throw 5 yards for a first down.
Step back to Arnold. Gibson again. Michael White on the tackle again for Lawrence Tech. Loss of 2.
Very nice job there, Michael. And Tommy got in there cleaning that up as Michael held them up, and Tommy finished it up.
The snow stopped for a little bit. Now it's picking up again. A lot of high school football games going on in Michigan this afternoon. Michigan State, Michigan. It is apparently not snowing in Lansing. I'd have to think maybe in Ann Arbor there's a little bit of snow.
Yeah, I believe you're right, because I'm thinking we saw little Belleville CC where the snow was coming down a little bit like we have it. It's pretty close.
Gibson again. Still running. Took 2 guys to bring him down. Belleville, Jalen Wallace's alma mater. Jalen Wallace has a touchdown catch today for Lawrence Tech. That's the best high school program in the state of Michigan, and they're up 12-3 in their quarterfinal game, their regional final game against Detroit Catholic Central this afternoon. Still time to go in that ball game. Winner of that game will get Cass Tech, as we were talking about earlier.
And that'll be a great game, either team that comes out of that one.
They're actually playing that game on Friday night.
I just read that, so Bally Sports can cover it.
Yes.
Do you know anybody at Bally?
No idea.
Okay.
Hit as he threw it was incomplete. 4th down coming.
Great pressure that time. Again, Mr. White playing a heck of a quarter right here. It's a good job hustling down the field and up the field. Get some pressure on the QB. Force an errant pass and a punt.
Hey, how about back-to-back stops for the LTU defense? Good stuff.
Absolutely. Something positive to build on.
So they'll send Nick Robinette back to receive the punt. Nick is one of the brave souls wearing no long sleeves on a day like today. This is Taylor Soper, who pitches on the baseball team. He's 5'11", 245 from Fishers, Indiana. That's an Indianapolis suburb. When you look at this Marion roster, Richie, we were kind of talking about this earlier. Just look at the first 5 guys, top of the roster. Indianapolis, Lebanon, Brownsburg, Indianapolis. They have that recruiting base down to a T, don't they?
Yeah, you want to keep them home. You want to keep your talent home, and they've done one heck of a job, and it's gotten the program to where it is, number 7 in the country. They're doing a great job of it.
Soper's kick is angled left. And Blaine Woodland lets it roll out of bounds for Lawrence Tech. That may have hit him.
You know, I believe it probably did, but maybe have hit the Marion kid. But again, we don't have replays, so I think Blaine did a good job of kind of scooting that out of bounds there.
So the Lawrence Tech offense will at least get one more crack. You'd think probably 2 in this ball game remaining. Tyler Kalka did not bring the offense on the field on the last drive. Alex Osmond, the freshman from Fordson High School in Dearborn. That experience and experiment is over. Tyler Kalka will get at least one more drive as the signal caller at Lawrence Tech.
Interesting. It seems like a situation, again, coaches just wanted to get the young guy in against a good program, a good team, because he's going to see him in the future. Bring Tyler back out, see if he can't lead us to a good drive here.
He'll throw over the middle and incomplete, a little bit behind Jaden Rembert.
Again, it's not that the ball's coming out poorly or anything, so he's got a good grip on it, just a little bit to that back shoulder when you want it in the chest of the receiver, especially when he's working his way inside towards traffic.
Second down 10. Tyler Kalka, 2 passing touchdowns in his last game at Lawrence Tech. He's thrown at least 2 touchdowns in all but one of the games this year. 9 out of 10. Throwing again. At least he tried to throw it. The ball's out, and that's a touchdown. Nope, incomplete pass. Incomplete pass. Earlier in the game, a similar-looking play turned into a fumble for Marion. This one turns out to be an incomplete pass and third down.
Clearly, it left his hand when hand was moving forward. I'm not sure what took so long. On the one you mentioned earlier in the game, it was a screen pass that was happening. It sure looked like his hand was going forward. It got tipped. They did rule it a fumble, and Marion recovered and scored on 2 subsequent plays.
Third down 10. Kalka, your quarterback. Thompson, the motioning man. Tyler looking in his direction. Now he throws to Kendall Williams. Get him in space and let him make something happen.
Generally,
third down conversion.
Great job right there, being nice and patient. Williams staying with that route 100%. Good ball placement out in front allowed him to just keep running and get that first down. Good play, LTU. And a lot of time by the O-line. Nice job keeping Marion out of the backfield on that one. A lot of white jerseys out there, white pants for Marion. Not that it's muddy, but in this wet turfy, the pellets of rubber get that black look on white pants.
Gray helmets as well for Marion with the school seal on the helmet. It's a sharp look. Jalen Wallace wide open. All the real estate in the world and a hard finish. And in the defensive backfield for Marion, the tackle was made by Eli Felton. You just hope he can get up. This is a crunch. Powerful finish to the catch and run by Wallace.
I don't know if he got a hand. It looked like he grabbed his hand. I could be wrong. Generally, that's a shoulder or a head shot. Fortunately, it does not look like that, thank goodness. But that was a crunching tackle, and Jalen finished that run very, very strong.
Again, LTU's offense on the move. This is a Marion defense that entering today in 8 games had given up 57 total points. Lawrence Tech has found a lot of success today. If they get a touchdown here, that's 21 points and the most that anyone scored on Marion in one game all year.
Yeah, at this point it's 17, correct? You mentioned earlier in the broadcast. So if they could do that, again, something to build on against a very, very good team. And we remember way back when, to the first broadcast, we talked about that the offense was really counted on this year to be kind of takeover games. And they shot themselves in the foot often. Last week was more of a demonstration of when you don't, what happens. You possess the ball, you finish drives, and you come out victorious. And a lot of it has to do with not setting the defense up in really bad positions. There's just so much that goes into the game. That's what makes it so awesome, in my opinion. Little things, and everyone has to be right.
Kalka stepping up, throwing incomplete behind Wallace. Pass got tipped. Hey, to your point, they say football is the ultimate team game, and that's why whether you play it at the high school level, college, professional, there's so many life lessons you can take away. It's a cliche, but cliches are cliches for a reason,
Yeah,
you know?
it's absolutely true. And I have always said, 11 people orchestrated to do the right thing in order for everyone to achieve success. You take that in the business world, you take it in the educational world. Doesn't matter where it is. That's what has to happen. Everyone's got to do what they've got to do for success to be attained.
Kalka and Thompson has been a successful combo in the second half. Another catch for CJ and a first down.
And every time CJ's either touched the ball, it's been a big play downfield or a phenomenal catch or something. And again, you mentioned earlier, did not come originally as a tight end, but boy, Tyler has absolutely picked him out as the guy for a lot of reasons. And number one, you can always see 6'5" on the field.
6'5", 255. C.J. Thompson, one of the more athletic 6'5", 225 guys I've ever seen in my life.
Absolutely.
Kolka throws incomplete. Wanted Rembert.
Looked like a little twist there. One of the O-line didn't get their gap taken care of, and it was quick pressure. Good job to throw an incomplete pass. Live to play another down.
Jacob Ranney is the running back now. It's been a while since we've seen Davidson or Sanders, the two normal running backs for Lawrence Tech. Ranney actually began the year as the starter. Kolka, facing a blitz, finds Ranney out of the backfield. Jacob lost the football. It's loose and Marion's.
So again, let's talk about what great programs do. And the intent there was, I'm not going to bring him down for a loss, but I'm going to punch that ball out of his hands. It's wet, it's snowy, not going to have a good grip on it. And sure enough, he punched that right out. Learning lesson for Mr. Ranney. Man, when you get that contact happening, you got to cover that ball. Security is so important.
Ricky Kwok, the man who punched it out, number 3. And this is a great learning lesson for all the guys cycling into the game on both sides, but specifically for Marion. You don't think this coaching staff loves seeing them make plays?
Absolutely. Get them on tape and be able to speak positively about what they've done.
Third different quarterback of the game for Marion. This is Tristan Polk. He's lining up the back with him. Keegan LaBelle, number 37. He's behind him in the pistol.
There's nothing like game reps in the game of football either.
LaBelle on the carry. Keeping the feet moving. And he wasn't even tackled. He went out of bounds.
Well, I'll tell you, you watch the second and third and fourth string running backs come in for Marion, and they all do the same thing. They just keep working and working and working. That's because they got examples ahead of them that just work and work and work. So it's nothing like your best players are the guys who are working the hardest, and that's how you get great programs.
10 minutes to go. Tristan Polk, the sophomore from Southern Indiana. Giving to LaBelle, another Hoosier, who is tackled in the
Nice
open
play
field.
right there.
Yeah, nice job by the Michigander from Warren, Thomas Lewis.
Good job, Thomas, securing that tackle, holding up strong for your buddies to come rally.
You're getting to the point of the game as well, Richie, for those guys on Lawrence Tech, where they're picking their heads up and going, oh my goodness, the season's almost over.
Yes.
What will I do with all of my time for at least a week and a half until we have to start off-season work?
Absolutely.
I feel like it was colder in the first half for some reason. I don't know.
Third down for Marion. Lawrence Tech's gotten off the field on back-to-back drives. Keegan LaBelle keeps this drive for Marion going. He gets to the 30, and he's got a first down. Keegan LaBelle, number 37, from McCordsville, Indiana.
You also like to mention the offensive line and the defensive line for LTU coming in, the guys who are coming in doing a great job of playing hard and doing what they're supposed to do. The D-line, they actually done a very nice job on many plays, coming up with big plays, Mr. White in particular.
LaBelle again, running left, a lot of room. Off the bench, making noise, down the sideline, and he is finally brought down after one of the best plays of the game for Marion.
Boy, Jordan Morris with great hustle there, though. It's 42-14. I'm on the opposite side of the field. There goes the running back down. No quit, sprints, works as hard as he can, and ends up bringing him down before he scores.
And the play's coming back. Hold.
That was the greatest minus 5-yard play.
All that for nothing. But not for nothing. That will be recognized on film.
I'm telling you, it's those kinds of things that believe it or not, in a year or 2 years that you talk about that have been happening when we weren't as successful as we thought we might be. You know, let's not forget, they're coming off a phenomenal year last year. Most wins in school history, all kinds of real positive things took place, the expectation. But when you're young on the line of scrimmage, it's not an easy task to overcome the competition that they play. And that's not an excuse, it's a fact.
You wipe the long run off the board and make Marion have to put Polk back in the pistol. Jacob Wetzel, the new running back, and he bobbled the ball. Got back on top of it.
And those are the reasons right there that in this type of game, in this situation, you get running backs in, you get old linemen in, you get new D linemen in. They've got to have some experience in the game. So when it's their turn up, they're not doing that. As
you say, you're play away, 2 plays away from, hey, you're in. Season's on the line. We don't care anymore. We need you to produce.
Yeah, it's 4th and 2, and he's got a hurt ankle. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just a good life lesson, too, right? Be ready when your number's called.
100%.
This is Wetzel on the run. The ball is in his hands this time. Lawrence Tech trying to strip it. Jordan Morris nearly did. You know, it was interesting, Richie, talking to Coach Mitchell earlier in the week, asking him, what are you going to take away from the season? He thought about it for about a half a minute, and he said, you know, record's not where we like it to be. Even if we win, we're 4-6. But honestly, there are about 10, 12 plays this year that could have totally flipped our record. And this is a building block year. We've officially gone through an entire cycle of players. This is not the record we would have liked it to be this year, but we played very tough competition. And looking back 5-10 years from now, it's the type of year that led to future success. Growing pains.
Absolutely, 100%. And I think it's very indicative of anyone's season who doesn't attain what they believe they should have in the beginning. It literally is 10 plays and 10 games that make the difference in which way it would have swung, and it didn't, because either the team made the play against you should have, or vice versa, and we didn't make the play that we should have. So, you know, you love that perspective, and again, it's building for the future. You know, they're still relatively young. You look at these, you hear about the teams that have grown. Well, they're in their 7th or 8th year, and now they're reaping the benefits of their second cycle of kids who now have bought into the program they're in.
Punt away from Marion. Nick Robinette fields right around the 30. Gets upfield and out of bounds.
Boy, nice job judging that, because there was a defender very, very close to him. Great job making that catch. And we're going to get some type of penalty. I'm not sure if it's staying on a block after or if something happened after the block. We'll find out shortly.
That we will.
The direction they're moving is backwards, which does not look good for the guys in blue, but let's see. That must have been a little chip talk afterwards, and it benefits the Blue Devils, and now they're on the positive side of the 50-yard line at the 45, their own. Tyler's coming back out. Would love to get that 3rd touchdown pass, or any other way get that touchdown across that goal line.
You start in plus territory for the first time today at the 45. Randy the back on the left-hand side of Kolka.
I like how they put Randy right back in there. You know, he's the future. One of the guys who's young now, but again is going to be that guy in a couple years. Get a lot more touches next year. Just let him know, you know what, you made a mistake, but we're coming right back to you.
Could be one of the final drives of Lawrence Tech's season. It starts with Kolka dropping back and throwing deep. Just missed Cunningham. And Kolka got hit hard as he threw the ball. Multiple linemen had to help him up.
They're not too often, and again, this is not that they're making an excuse. When you have a young O-line, one of the things that you really learn as you grow up is how long you have to run through the play as an O-lineman. You can't let that slip off after, because those are the toughest hits generally a QB takes. when you know it's coming in, it's not easy, but it's not nearly as bad as when you're throwing motion or just done throwing.
Kolka to Thompson again. CJ wrapped up in the open field. A strong tackle by Lucas Hines, but not before another solid gain for CJ Thompson in his final half at Lawrence Tech. The man has been all over the place.
Well, he's had a phenomenal last game of the season. I don't have the stats in front of me, but multiple catches, multiple big plays, an incredible catch we still can't figure out, was targeted and still stayed in the game.
Kolka the roll to the right. Throwing downfield, intercepted. Tried to hit Robinette, and the pass was behind the intended target. That is intercepted by the nickel, Jalen Lockett from Fort Wayne.
Tough day to throw that kind of pass. Running sideways, man's moving away from you, almost 40 yards down the field. Thought he was going to come off the CJ there or take off and run. And, of course, hindsight being 20/20, would have done either one. It is what it is, and out comes the defense. Let's get another stop because they've stacked a couple together here.
Ball's at the 7-yard line. Will be 1st and 10 for Marion.
Snow picking up again. We've got the snow globe effect right now.
It's almost like a screensaver as we're looking at
it. Right. You're absolutely right.
Got a football picture in the background and snow gently falling.
So James Arnold is your quarterback again. Marion has been shuffling through guys on the depth chart, as you'd expect. Gibson is the back behind the quarterback Arnold here. Give it to him. He'll try the right side and gain a little bit, maybe a yard.
And again, just the simple fact that, your 2 and 3s are in there. They're getting signals. They're doing the fake clap. They're getting you in a good play or out of a bad play. But that experience, you just don't get it anywhere else. You don't get it in practice because it's against your guys. It's so different. This is meaningful time. So Marion could not, again, have written a better script where we dominate as we should. They did, unfortunately, and then finish the game out with some other guys. Get everyone home healthy.
Taking time on the play clock here as well, down to 5. Give Gibson. Room left side. Makes it a 3rd down shorter.
Again, Jordan Moore is finding himself. I know he had a hold on that long run, but he sprinted from the opposite hash across the field. Could have easily just gone, half speed, and the guy scores instead. He hawks him down. Nice job coming from his safety spot there to get in that tackle for a short gain.
Running 3rd down, Gibson. He got tackled shy of the 1st down.
Looks like he gave it to him. See the arms being
Yeah, they
crossed
did.
to
You're
stop
right.
that
You're
clock.
absolutely right.
I agree with you. I thought he would stop short. The head lineman said, nope, he's past the yard to gain.
Keeping the drive going for Marion. Each team has 3 timeouts left, Richie, but I would be, to be blunt, very surprised if anybody takes one. Yeah.
Shocked if anybody took a timeout.
Yeah. Warm liquids and a warm shower is in everybody's future.
I'm pretty sure that's what's on tap.
Yep.
And maybe something on tap.
Yeah. Sounds like a decent way to spend the rest of the day.
Yes, sir.
Gibson on the run for a few. More than a few. It's an 8-yard gain.
Even looking at Marion's second group of O-line, they're a well-put-together bunch. You can just see that they've spent that time together. And, again, you're going to follow the examples, which LTU is going to do. They're going to look at their older guys as examples and say, hey, listen, this is what we need to get to next year and then the year after. College is not a one-year plan. These guys are sticking around a while and going to be on the same team. You hope to keep them here. And how do we gain success? We keep them in the locker room and keep them together as a team.
Gibson again. Similar formula, similar result on this drive. Marion starting to get some first downs. Away from the ball. There's some pushing and shoving. Man, for a 42-14 game, it is chippy.
And I will tell you right now that both sides are saying the same thing. Are you kidding me right now? make the play. If you get blocked, you get blocked. If you make the block, you make the block. Let's get back in the huddle and run the next play. Well, in this case, no huddle, but you get my point.
And Marion is not going to snap it until they absolutely need to. Bleed off a ton of clock. That play clock at 8.
Inside run.
This is LaBelle. He's still running hard. Keegan LaBelle down the sidelines, cutting it up inside the 10.
So you got Jordan Morse hustling down just like you did earlier. Also Les Callahan. Again, I just can't point out the importance of having that on tape. So when you talk about some things about the game, you know, when you're in a game like this 44-14, everyone thinks, oh, my God, a complete debacle. It's not the truth. So many good things happen, even though it's a big loss. Even in a big win, you could blow someone out. You find so many things to work on. It's just that kind of game, as you mentioned, it just emulates life like no other.
Hey, remember when we said no one's going to call a timeout?
You had to say it, didn't you?
I
You
did.
just, you had, and then bam.
Yep.
There it is.
Broadcasters jinx, undefeated.
Hey,
Never
you didn't
lost.
say anyone's missing a free throw, so we're all set.
There we go. Well, this timeout does give us a chance. This is our last broadcast of the year, so thanks to the entire crew that's with us here today. They are just as cold as we are, and they are not hearing us complain about it. So thank you very much to everyone who's been working hard with us today. And, Richie, it's been great working with you this year, my friend.
Phenomenal. Learned a lot. I want to let you know how much I appreciate that. Just your not just the knowledge, but the fact that you do so much research in order to say the town someone's from or where they were before or, hey, this, that, and the other thing. So I appreciate that, and you do a great job of passing off the baton. And, hey, Rich, your turn to talk now. You got that? He doesn't have to hit me every time anymore is the point. So I appreciate that, but it's been a blast. And to me, I love finishing on this kind of scene. It's a snowy day. It's winter's coming in Michigan, and you just take every one of these and love them. We got 40s and 50s kind of coming up.
Yeah.
And we'll take it because
Right.
January's around the corner, and it won't be 40 or 50.
Amen to that. I think the first game we did in late August, it was 80.
It was 80, and it was a little bit of a humid 80, if I remember.
Yes. It is not 80 degrees today.
It is not. Well, it is humid.
Yes.
But not in the warm side.
Right.
Of humid.
Right. Gibson on the run. Lawrence Tech making the tackle as they get some more bodies into the ball game. That's Caleb Kelly, number 52, on the stop.
And, of course, what they're doing right now is defense. Let's finish this out on a 0 score. They'll finish and run the clock out for us with runs. Let's stop them and not let them in the end zone.
That play was blown up right from the chute. Blitz the cap and make a play. Third down on the way.
Great job. Looks like Nick Ryan got in there in a hurry on his senior day and makes a big play.
You don't think that means something to him?
You better believe it. Hey, 0-10, 10-0. Stories last a lifetime when you play this game because it takes so much. Football is the sport where the preparation so outweighs the game time that you get to play. It's crazy. 4, 5, 6 days to prepare, one game. And that's why it's just such a different kind of sport. One of the reasons.
They'll throw it on third down and have an incomplete pass. Good coverage on the play for Lawrence Tech, setting up fourth down. That was John Webster on the coverage. And Marion could kick it, but I think they figure, what the heck? We got the backup quarterback in. Well, let's try for it, fourth and goal.
Absolutely. Again, let's get a game rep, important situation for him to understand. And
Just kidding, they're going to kick it.
You did it on purpose.
I'm on a roll today.
I'll have you know, fan. He was doing that. He said, I'm going to say right now they're going for this because I know they're bringing out. Good job, Evan. I love it.
Took Richie and I a bunch of games, but he's finally figured me out with 45 seconds to go. Pomeli on for the field goal. And it is good.
And I believe a lot of that had to do with the fact that he was wide right on the one. And again, these will be the elements. In the Midwest, wherever you are, you'll be playing in playoff football. So you can't, replicate that game situation without being in it. And here they are, and now they got a good one to end on for them.
Marion winning the ball game. They're on to bigger and better things. They'll be 8-1. Offense that scores 40.5 per game, over that average today. Defense that on the season gives up 7 points per game. So Lawrence Tech does double that season average, to Lawrence Tech's credit. But look, Richie, obviously you and I have been calling the game, watching the game all afternoon, and whoever these guys are lined up against, they're going to be a tough out.
Absolutely they are. And we've seen some very, very good football teams on this field. And those top 3 or 4, you can see why they're the top 3 or 4, and they'll be playing each other somewhere down the line here. And something's got to give, because in a playoff game, someone's got to win. But this team, just like the others, they're going to have a shot. They do everything really, really well.
One final kick today from Marlon Pomely, who just made the field goal. Sophomore from Lakewood, Indiana. Illinois, I should say, beg your pardon. I'm so used to saying Indiana because the whole team's from Indiana.
You just may as well say it.
Right. This one's on the ground, and it rolls out of bounds. This game just needed one more flag.
100%. Just didn't, talk about blow the over away.
Yeah, just didn't have enough. Had to hit the second half over.
That's correct.
Yep.
The in-game stuff that goes on
yes,
now.
Yes.
Good call, Evan.
Yes.
Boy, you're on it. Holy smoking holy.
Every once in a while.
So I'm assuming you're predicting a run here by LTU, and we'll put the ball in the air.
Yes,
Okay,
which means
excellent.
it's play-action pass.
There's
yes,
no doubt
yes. By the way, some scores to update for you in collegiate football. Notre Dame's only up 35-24 on Navy. Navy's got the ball.
It's that offense, man. You don't play against it. It makes you look silly.
Michigan State beating Rutgers by 7, but Rutgers has the football in Michigan State territory. If Mel Tucker can find a way to get the Spartans to a bowl game with how odd this season has been, that's a pretty darn good coaching job.
It's worth the $9 million right there.
Well, some would argue I don't know if anybody's worth that much money in any profession. But
coaching.
Yes, yes. One final snap and a knee for Tyler Kalka. With the play clock, you may have to snap it one more time.
Yes, he will.
But while we've got the chance, let's tip our caps to Tyler Kalka, one of the founding members of this football program. The quarterback's done such a great job. And look, the score is what it is, but you can see the smile on his face. Threw a couple of touchdowns. He's taken one final snap, and he'll take these memories into the rest of what I'm sure will be a very productive, very happy, very healthy rest of his life.
Absolutely. I promise you, I'll get a call, maybe not tonight, but the next. Hey, Coach, can I come help coach when you work with QBs? That's the kind of kid he is. He wants to give and give and give, and he's a heck of a leader and a great founding father, if you will, of the program. Well, round 2.
Right.
Round 2.
There's your ball game. Congratulations to Marion on a big-time win over Lawrence Tech, 45-14. The snow couldn't slow them down. For Richie, Elizabeth, our entire crew, Evan Stockton saying so long. Have a great rest of your Saturday and stay warm. Thanks for being with us all year on LTU Football.
Enjoy the rest of your set.